And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 267. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we are going to be doing a Jurassic World Rebirth open spoiler discussion just in a little bit after we talk about some certain things that ended up happening this past week that resulted in a certain situation. Nothing serious, actually. So basically, long story short, I was doing a LOL Esports, aka League of Legends, watch party for a best of 5 match that's happening at MSI right now. And the tournament's still literally going on right now as we're doing this episode of the MSK show. And Riot Games just basically struck the live stream that I was doing at the moment in time, and then the channel got a community guideline strike, which means that you can't stream for 7 days. There are certain strikes where you can stream, but it just depends on which type they are. And I tried to email Riot and say, hey, sorry, I didn't know I couldn't do that, and I got no reply. That's essentially it. I was going to stream yesterday, but since I got a community guideline strike, basically you can't stream for the full 7 days, even though I got the strike on Sunday the previous week, if that makes sense, right? I had to wait the full duration of the whole 7 days, which is stupid because I think you should be able to stream right after if you just did it on that day and come back at that moment in time. It's okay. So basically, long story short, outside of that story, we are very behind, actually. It's going to take quite a bit of time to catch up with all these topics that have been basically building up over the last week where we weren't able to actually do a show for you guys. But if we're being completely honest here, that Monday, we wouldn't have been able to have the show anyway because Bob had a sore throat. And no, he wasn't at a Diddy party. He got sick. So technically speaking, we were probably not gonna have the show Monday anyway, unless because I just didn't have the time to find another third person for the show because it's usually just us three. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we would have had the show. But it's okay. We got a strike before. We ended up getting over it. We just I know how to do it. It's not that hard. It's gonna be 3 months until it's gone, but it's fine. We don't do anything controversial here. All we do is pretty much just talk about movies, TV, video games, streaming, like comic books. That's all we really do. Like, I don't even want to play trailers anymore because you get like copyright claimed on them, and I have to like essentially delete that part of the show out of it. So I even think moving forward, there's no point in even us doing like trailer reactions here because what's the point if I have to just take it out? What I'm thinking about doing for trailer reactions moving forward is we all just watch it and then we just talk about it here as if we were just going to do a regular topic, because it's just so pointless to do it. And then you basically like would have to like, play it and then be like, hey, like I'm using this in a transformative way and, all that other legalized bullshit, So that is pretty much it. And, as you guys know, with goals moving forward on the channel, we are very close to hitting 300 episodes on the MSK show, which is awesome. Hopefully we can hit 500 by the time this year is over. And then we can start pushing for that, elusive episode 1,000 that I always wanted to hit, But there's going to be a massive journey between hitting like after we hit episode 500, going from episode 501 to 1,000. It's a long journey. It's very, very long. And I know a lot of girls out there love it when I give it to them long dick style. But, I am a person of confidence and charisma and swag and intelligence. And, I'm basically considerably like Shikamaru from Naruto. A 200 IQ is just all the way in my brain, honestly. And
I think you've also described yourself as a hairless man.
I would hope girls are hairless. Personally speaking, I mean,
you were describing yourself though. But anyway, welcome back, sir. Welcome Congratulations.
Black. You could have did it. You could have did Welcome Black, man. You had an opportunity right there.
Well, I'm not sure man applies, but welcome back, sir. You've been missed.
I doubt it. No one cares if I'm here at all. I'm being completely honest here. I've been super upfront with this. I don't think people care if I do this at all. Like if I was gone, literally for longer than a week, like I was like let's say hypothetically, I just actually straight up just quit one day and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm just gonna basically just do what I was doing prior to just doing content creation around it. I don't think anybody would give a flying fuck if I was doing this. Now, I know that, but people have to understand this. I'm doing this for myself. I just do this because I just generally enjoy doing this so much that I don't, guys. I've already made the YouTube partner program. I'm not even monetized. I don't care. I couldn't care less what money they give me. It means nothing. I don't do this for money. We streamed on Rumble. No one cares. Whatever goes there. I was saying the N word and the F word because why the fuck not? And I went hard ERGA and I said the ragged word that people call gay people with the F there.
I mean, you do have the passes.
And then I streamed on X, but keep in mind, no one cares if you stream on Rumble. They literally don't. The only reason why I stream on Rumble, people, is because, StreamYard for the plan that I have gives 3 destinations to stream. Obviously, it's YouTube. Rumble is basically a good place to store your content because anything happens, you'll have it. At least you'll have your videos. And you could essentially, you could have like a part where it's uncensored, but that doesn't matter, honestly, because I don't want my content on Twitch because, well, why would I want it on Twitch? Is trash. So my options were YouTube, Rumble, and X. And X is basically a place where you can advertise your streaming and then people come to YouTube and watch it. So that's X's only real goal for streaming. Anything outside of that is pretty much useless because X as a platform when it comes to streaming is also terrible, But
what about Kick? You can explore your options, sir.
Well, the plan right now is 3 destinations. So unless they change it to 4, then I could. But wow, it's also the same thing too. Is putting my content on another place is goddamn. Anybody gonna care? Just that even worth the effort and time.
MSK, I'm sorry I didn't answer you before, but we care. Bob, he cares. Me, Gray, I care. WZ out there, he cares. You got at least 3 of us. Emily cares. I'm just saying, man. We care, sir.
I hate when you guys lie to me, but it's okay. It's okay. Lying to a black man is exactly what CNN does for a living. So Gray is essentially CNN.
Not the first time I've been called that, but that's all right. I've been called worse. All right. I'm sorry for speaking for Bob. At least me, WZ, and Emily care.
Allegedly.
This is a place. It's a fun community to come to.
Yeah, it is.
And make fun of MSK.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, gosh. But, I also think that people need to understand this with the show is that, when I say certain things like that, it's because I actually do genuinely mean them. I'm not lying. I do genuinely think you guys don't give a fuck. But it's fine. I know that up front, and we just kind of keep going with life. You don't fake to me and be like, I love you and all this other gay shit that people talk about. We're here.
Dude, we care. We have followed the saga of the TV mount in the background. Will it ever actually end up there? It's so close now. It's 3 feet away, but it just needs to be up and on. It's never going to happen, though.
Okay,
we're following the saga. We care.
Update.
There's lore about the boxes you sleep on.
We are here, so you can tell we care.
I'll give you guys an update. So essentially, I do need to get a new bookshelf and a TV stand. I found a lady who will sell me a few. I just have to make sure I get I have to talk to James because he has a truck. We could just go. I can go to the lady's house and pay her the money and just get them. But that's going to require just, different levels. So that's all set. But I would probably need a new book stand first because that's full. That is that is very full. I'm going to need a big, tall one like that again because I order more books than you guys could ever imagine. But don't worry. I don't let it ever make sure I can't pay my bills. People are literally out here ordering stuff, not just books, whatever, because no one goes broke buying books. That's retarded. But for me, I could never risk going broke buying certain things like gambling, whatever. And it's just have better self-control. I literally don't care that a certain thing exists, because the reason why that I like a certain thing exists is because it allows me to access how much control I have over myself. People can say, well, porn's bad. Yeah, it probably is. Do you not have self-control? You do have self-control, right? So that's why I've never given into these temptations because I literally have way more self-control than probably I think the average person does, to the point where, I'm sophisticated, tall, good looking, rich, all that stuff. But other than that, nothing else ended up happening throughout the week. I basically just, thought and reflected on what I wanted to do. And we're just going to go harder on doing the shows. That's it. I know there's been some extra days we haven't had a show, but me and Warren are gonna kind of, do the Thursday show again, and then me and Savage are talking about just pretty much doing like, Sunday again, maybe Saturdays in there too, because Laps is off Saturdays too, so maybe we can do something on the weekends with me and Laps Comic Fan or Professor Savage Jad. The Cloud9 podcast is coming back, guys. It was gonna be yesterday, but as you guys know, YouTube rules. It's coming back. It's Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. PST. I don't even care if a match is going on. We need to do the show. There's so much league to talk about. My brain's gonna explode from the takes I want to start saying about certain things.
What are you guys gonna stream on the next show? Because the pressure's on now. You guys did the last one. It seemed like it caught people's attention. What you gonna react to this time?
We're not. That was a watch party. We're not watching anything. We are literally just audio.
Sure.
That's what we are, Gray. We're just audio and fucking Twitter. That's it. Then, what's even worse is like today, my first day off after Sundays. Good Lord. I told you guys, if you guys watched on Rumble and X last night, I was only supposed to go on for 2 hours. And then my boss was like, can you stay till 12? So I was like, fucking hell. Then the reason why that's bad is because I wanted to go to the 11:30 showing for Jurassic World Rebirth because I like going to the early showings. So you
stood up and told your boss no then?
That's not how that works. I like how your mind thinks, but that's not how it goes in the real world. I wish it did. Yeah, I wish I had.
Yeah, it does. We have nurses.
It sounded like you were asked that you had an option, but okay.
I mean,
we have nurses that tell us no all the time.
We technically have an option, but that's not really how that plays out. But well, I like going to the early showings because usually with movies that are like 2 hours long, I like to kind of, get in early and get out early because if I went to the 5:30 showing, we would have had the show at like 8 o'clock and you guys are 3 hours ahead, 2 hours ahead. So that's not going to work for you guys. So I was like, fuck, I basically get home, come home really quickly, change into my sweatpants and my shirt that I'm wearing right now. And I just went out the door and I did do full day of going to the movie theater episode on Jurassic World Rebirth. I essentially just have to do the spoiler-free movie review, which I can do. I can talk about the movie right now, spoiler all with you guys, and I can do a spoiler-free on my own. So I essentially have to do the first and fourth part of full day of going to the movie theater, but that's it. But my whole day has been just busy. I mean, this is like the first time I've actually sat in my chair all day, But it feels good to be black. You're never gonna hear me say that again because that's just not true. I don't want to be associated with black people at all these days. You know how crazy motherfuckers are. I'm a white person, so it feels good to be back. People only care if I'm on YouTube, which makes sense because no one cares if I do anything on Rumble, and you probably shouldn't. Honestly, it's crazy how people like, man, I'll follow you on Rumble. They don't watch. When people say they'll subscribe here, they actually watch, which like for me personally, I will not subscribe to someone unless I'm actively going to watch what you're doing. Keep in mind, you don't have to if you're friendly with me. I don't care about that. What I'm saying is like, why is someone following you on like a place like Rumble and they're not gonna watch your content at all? Like, I would rather you literally not follow at all. I'm not saying these are bad people. I'm not, but it's like, I don't know because you don't care what I'm doing. It's one of those like, you meet someone and you only care what that happens in that interaction unless it's like worthwhile. If it's not worthwhile, then you don't care to miss a person back at all. But
MSK, we care.
Oh we God, care. You sound like an anime. You sound like a fucking.
It's not your fault.
You're talking like Naruto did against fucking Obito in the 4th Great Ninja War. Hey, I know you kind of murdered like millions of people, but you're good deep down. Yeah, you're a good guy. Oh Lord. But who's in the chat today? Hi Emily, how are you doing? I can't pronounce FKHC25. 3rd time's a charm, I hope. That's true. I don't know if you're new here. I don't know if you're subscribed at all, but I'm glad you're here. I hate this guy.
Come on, fuck Hush. Oh, true.
Hi, Gray. Gray, Bob, my goat. We don't give a fuck, MSK. We love you. No, the first part's true. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Whoa, what's up, buddy? It's been a long time, man. I think Will wanted to join the show, but I couldn't send him like the link for the show for some reason. Maybe I'll invite him.
Will is a good guy.
He's white. I don't know. Maybe he's
a cloud.
There's many links that you could send him. So. Earlier, MSK, you were mentioning that you didn't want to start the show at 8 o'clock, because we're all on later times. Between all the different takes that we got, we're practically starting at 8:00 anyway. So
I literally, as I said that, I factored that into my brain, but I didn't want to put a foot in my mouth. That's the thing. I was glad you guys caught that too. But I think I sent Will link on
2 of the 3
Twitter.
links. I don't think he got the third take.
Oh God, no. Did I send? I'll be honest, I don't remember. I send a lot of people. I don't send like a lot of people links. I only send people links for the show, But
Sure.
Will, if I did send you the link, it's because I did want you to join because I did see your comment last night on the stream, but I couldn't reply because I was still restricted. But you can. I don't know if I sent you the link, and if I didn't, say yes, and if I did, say no, because I do not remember. I am fried, honestly. I literally do not remember at all because I am busy. I was busy, tired all day. Will, and Will, if you want to talk to me and make some love to me, it's not Tuesday.
No, it's not. Will's saying that Will does not see it, but
Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. It's, what happened? I have it sent to him. I didn't hit send. I literally. All right.
Sure.
I'm all rusty. I'm all freaking rusty these days. Don't count any of this. But I did see the movie, and just to let you guys know, I'm gonna say it's in the vlog too. I'll repeat it here. I didn't think it was as awful as the previous 2. That's what I'll say. I'll say I didn't hate.
Okay, MSK loved it.
I didn't hate actively.
He says ScarJo for life. No, we got you.
I'll be honest, sir. I didn't hate my very existence when watching this, but there were some major problems.
Were you craving a Snickers though?
We'll talk about that later. That's just so cringe. Will, are you alive?
Yes, and I'm also white.
Really? Interesting.
Will is pretty cool about that.
So it sounds about white? No, just okay. I just got black. The jokes are gonna fly tonight. But no, we're gonna do intros really quickly, and then we'll get and talk about the movie. Did you see it, Charles?
I did.
Okay.
If we're gonna go with Will, go with Will. Don't flip flop me.
Your name is Charles right there. Okay, now he's gaslighting me. That's what white people do. He's just fucking with me. All right.
It's classic Will. That's right, WZ.
Oh, good Lord. But
yes, I've seen the most recent Jurassic World. Yes.
Okay, so this might be a rarity. Every single person on the panel has seen every movie in the franchise. That's a rarity too, because most times it's like I've only seen like 1 or 2. People have only seen like the recent ones, like some movies in the middle. But no, this is a franchise.
In order to shit on your point, let me go ahead and say that I didn't see the last one. I gave up on the world whatever thing.
I'm pretty sure everyone did.
Dominion?
Okay.
That movie stunk.
I think that was
22?
the last one.
22?
I didn't see that one.
22, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm good. I've seen enough blue.
you didn't miss anything.
There's nothing in that movie outside of just wanting to hang yourself. So
The only thing cool about that movie was the fact that you saw the original cast on screen together, but it's not like they actually did anything together. I mean,
yeah.
Seeing them was cool, but then you realize they actually weren't doing anything, and then it was like, oh, okay, that kind of sucks.
It's an expensive fan film.
Yeah, I mean that was the only thing that was cool about it, is the novelty of seeing the 3 of them together.
Perfect.
Perfect. I was trying to time that, but
well-oiled machine.
We'll start with Bob Loves Movies. How was your week and weekend since we last saw you? Because you were dying last week. So what happened?
Yeah, I had strep throat, and it's going around over here, so needed a few days off to recover. But yeah, doing well now. And as far as today goes, I felt like I was having deja vu, and then I realized we were just on take 3, and I'd already heard that intro 3 different times. So I realized that was actually deja vu, and I had heard it before. So, but no, doing good, man. It's good to be here. Glad that you're back on.
Awesome. Gray Poupe, my longtime clout chasing rival.
My rivals?
My nemesis.
Is that how you think of me?
No, I hate you.
Oh, fair enough. I get that. Yeah, man. It's been an awesome week. I got to celebrate America. I got to, possibly alienate some friends the night before in a debate. It was great. Everything is amazing.
Which debate is it?
Just I was defending somebody that a lot of people don't like, but what can I say? I'm a big fan of Punk, so yeah, I was defending Bob Villain's right to say some shit that pissed off some people. So
Punk,
good times.
like, you want wrestling?
No, not
No.
Punk.
Okay,
like a genre of music, lifestyle, fashion, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you caused a 9/11 on a panel again.
I mean, I didn't have as much celebrating as you, sir. Congratulations on the Diddy verdict.
You know what's crazy? I never thought I would live to see a day where both Diddy and Epstein got off free. That's crazy.
They certainly got off.
Diddy and Epstein walk free in the same week.
Epstein walk free?
Technically.
I was gonna say, I don't know.
Like, would you ever think to yourself,
hanging around, you know?
would you ever think to yourself, hey,
look, it's free to walk.
That might have been the funniest document I read and just laughed. People were just wondering at work what I was laughing about. The document literally said Epstein didn't do anything. Like, I try not to get that serious, like mad about that stuff like other people did on Twitter, because I just find that so hilarious that people could just lie to you like that and actually think you're that retarded that you would just believe that. Keep in mind, I don't hate Trump like a lot of people do, but it's one of those things where it's like, that is something that I didn't like that his administration did. Even back when they had that kind of binder thing where they sent those conservatives this whole like Epstein file phase 1. What is this? Like the MCU? What the fuck? Epstein files phase 1, and then the people said there was nothing in them. It's just craziness here. And I never thought I would see the day where hot, sexy Caroline Leavitt, my baby, my snow bunny, she got bodied today at that press briefing. And it's hard to say it's her fault because she has to tell you stuff that Trump wants her to say. So she probably may not even like what she's saying, but she just has to sit there and just take it up the ass in front of everyone. And it's like, God damn, you're really hot, but you're also really stupid too. But then again, it's like, do you really believe that too? Because like Jack Dorsey, she doesn't want to be a Democrat anymore. So it's like, I understand if you're a president.
You're saying there's reasons that you can identify with her?
She's white, and that's about right to me. But no, it's just this whole thing is just interesting because people don't actually know the intricate details of the Epstein situation. There's someone in jail right now for what he potentially did, and it's like, okay, well, if he did nothing wrong, can you release her then?
You said they gave a bunch of empty binders, you know, initially. Maybe they were hinting at us where this was going. You know? Just give you a heads up. There's going to be nothing coming from this.
This reminds me of a League of Legends team that we had in the LCS where apparently employees were getting like abused or whatever. And then the owner of the company said, we're going to do an internal investigation. If people don't know what that means, it's kind of what they just did right now. You're going to investigate yourself and you found no wrongdoing. All right, I guess. Fuck. What the hell? Just, I don't know. I literally don't know, but that's been the biggest L of the whole Trump administration, the Epstein file, because he did say when he was going to get elected, they were going to be released. So Trump, what is it? You said before you were going to get released, you said before you got reelected that they were going to come out. Now you say they don't exist. This is what I think. I don't think his name is in there because the Democrats would have obviously put that out there when they had control of the FBI and everything. They had control of Twitter and everything. If he was really in there, they could have just completely screwed this guy over. But
I don't think it's that. I think it's the fact that there's Democrats, Republicans, centrists. There are so many people that are.
I think he has friends on there that potentially he doesn't want to incriminate, which is bad. Obviously, that's horrible. I don't think he's there, but I think he knows people that are there, and he's like, wow, yeah, I really can't do that. Otherwise, I'm screwed too. You know, which is also bad. That's also equally terrible, you know.
Considering how he treated the Clintons, Bill Clinton is basically assured that he's there. So you would think that at the very least he would have just.
But there's no list, Will. There's no list. Even
touche.
I was told allegedly from the FBI, the great non-corrupted FBI that allegedly maybe used Twitter to swing the election in 2020, that there is no Epstein list. Who knows? Who knows? Kash Patel said they were scared to release a list. Then today, there's no list. Maybe they really do think the average person is that retarded. I truly believe they think that. They think the average person is literally that stupid. Luckily, now we're in 2025 and there's a little bit more knowledge, you could say, like there's a little bit more of crossover, a little bit, but it's like not too much. But you never know. Black people are still the worst race in America. Never gonna let that go down. Still statistically now, as of 2025, the kids with the most single mothers. Not kidding. The most single motherhood is Black women. To be fair, we can see that with our own eyes anyway. But if you guys say that, that's racist. But I'll say what's on your minds because I think like you, honestly. But moving on, we have Grey Poupe here. How was your wait? I already did his intro. He's mind manipulating me. Our featured guest tonight, randomly, maybe. Who knows if that was planned? I don't know. I'm Black. I forget everything. Just like Charles Xavier. Wait. Wrong reference. Wiliscredia is here. How was your weekend, man?
It was good. Just had a 9/11 for Brits here. 7/7 is the UK's 9/11.
To be fair, I will say only from social media.
Fair.
There's been some interesting stuff going on in the UK. The whole do you guys have a really massive population of immigrants over there?
Yes. I am one. Yes.
Are we talking about ones that pray to Muhammad Ali? The ones that look like Kamala Khan?
I
Cassius Clay?
I don't know.
Oh, because there's a lot of Muslims over there. They're insane from what I heard. Good Lord.
I can't speak to that.
A lot of people, and from the common narrative that I hear, is everyone over there is afraid of the whole a whole immigrant takeover or invasion. But I mean,
it's kind of like everywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
Like Germany, just everywhere.
I tell people this.
Mexico doesn't want immigrants anymore. Go figure.
Yeah, crazy, right? Fucking hell. To be fair, technically we can't understand what they're saying. They are rapping to us. So it's like, I don't understand taco language. But I tell people this. Good Lord. If America is so bad, women will all be like, America sucks. It's all bad. Oh, bodily autonomy. Cool. Awesome. Then why do you want these illegals here? If it's literally that bad, it's terrible here. It's fucking awful. Why do you want to stay here then? You can leave. Nothing's stopping you from leaving because we heard countless stories from people's parents of they literally dropped everything and moved somewhere else. So it's not like that's stopping anyone. You could literally leave any place you don't want to be, but it's like America is the best country, barring certain issues that are here. We do have
MSK. Have you ever thought about traveling?
No, because I don't want to talk to tacos. I'd rather not talk to Hispaniols or Jose's. Speaking of Jose's, we'll be getting into that when we talk about this movie too. A lot of taco bonitas here. I was like, damn. So there was a poquito, a medium, and there was a Go Diego Go, and then there was a Papa Senor. I don't know what their names were because I forgot because they were tacos. But glad Will had a great weekend, actually. Dingus, what's up,
Nothing
man?
controversial on this show at all.
Allegedly.
Can't imagine why he got struck down.
I didn't do anything. What the heck? He's trying to fuck with me.
I should leave because this might be contagious.
What? You said comedy was alive and well.
I never said that. Maybe Gray said that.
Gray, he actually did say that, yeah. He's crazy. He's insane. What wasn't there? I mean, I swear there was a black guy who pronounced he left comedy this week. I forgot his name. It's a black actor who's like, I'm leaving comedy to pursue whatever. And it's like, all right. I mean, I mean, comedy is one of the genres that did take a massive hit when people started getting fake offended at everything, So I can understand why people fear that they can't make certain jokes anymore,
It's
but do you ever feel like there's a line?
Comedy.
But do you ever feel like you can't cross a certain line in comedy? Like, which type of jokes would you say you shouldn't do, even though you can do them?
You have to get an audience. Like, they have to know you. You can't just go out there and do essay jokes. But if they know your style, sure, some people are going to be turned off by it. But if you've developed a reputation and you have some sort of trust from a significant portion of an audience, some people are going to be offended. But if they know that it's part of an act and not like some open micer just trying the most offensive shit possible, it just takes time. Time is my answer for everything regarding comedy, whether it be performing or working things out or getting an audience. It's all time, timing, time.
Oh yeah. Thanks for using an example that like would really hit home with MSK, like SA. It makes sense. That way, he truly is able to kind of soak that up. Hopefully,
yeah. But, I wasn't also doing Mexican humor either. I meant SA, not like hello.
Yeah, don't go out and be a Vito. Just don't do that. Don't do those jokes. I will say you can do those jokes. I would say not to. Like, I think the only great jokes. I would say this: the only great jokes that people kind of find acceptable is prison ones. That's like the only great jokes that people think find it like funny.
It is more acceptable if it's a man receiving for some reason.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not be a good version of that joke. I'm sorry. Like every subject, you can find a tasteful way to approach it, at least a way that will work. But man, it still the bad stuff, the MSK jokes, come from the same place that good jokes come from, as the great Patrice O'Neill used to say. So I don't know, man. I gotta be on the side of defending MSK's choice to try comedy. One day he'll get it right.
Are you going to do comedy?
No,
have you done comedy?
I mean, he considers this comedy. These are all jokes.
Because it just always depends on what are people's general lines when it comes to comedy.
Yeah, you have to figure that out. Like people have different lines. If you're here, it's easier. On the internet, it's easier because people can come to you. But if you do it live, it's someone who's going there for someone that isn't you, they're kind of turned off by you. And the way to do things is to be good enough that you're strong with the people that aren't, or the people that are there for your type of material. You're not going to win everybody over.
Yeah, and to be fair, who would ever be repulsed by me? That's crazy.
Well, no, that was why it was awesome that Charles used that example again when an audience is turned off by you. MSK can again relate. It makes sense.
Oh goodness gracious!
When they turn him off to the audience,
No. I only turn off women. That's the only fucking people I turn off. I turn them off. They do not get engines going with me at all. It's okay. I have my mouth. Thank you. You guys are awesome. It's like our comedy is like 2.5 men. Like I say something self-deprecating and you guys just call me, hey, I'm a fucking loser. You're like, yeah, you are, you fucking bitch. All right. Fucking hell. God damn. Holy shit. I am Charlie Harper in these. You guys are all Allens in these. Well, maybe Gray's Allen.
I'd like to be the half.
Lord. I don't know. A Charles.
Isn't it like Angus T something? I can't remember the kid's name. Now I'm sure he's every bit of more of a man than MSK ever could be.
I don't know about Charles, though, by the way. He sounds like a good guy.
I sound like a good guy. We're just talking about SA for a good 5 minutes, and that's what you're taking from me. Thank you.
That's more like immigrant. Speaking of Lake and Riley, you people are not these.
Were we speaking of that?
Phantom segue.
No,
we were talking about Jurassic.
We're told by the media these are all like sane.
That was one hell of a leap in this game.
I just hate being lied to because I like facts that are provable. Like you can like see it with your own eyes. You can be like, okay, I can see where it's coming from. So when they say certain things like, no, all these guys are like not bad people. They commit less crime. There are key things to point out there. First of all, they're not documented. So we don't know what crime they're doing. That's just first and foremost. You're not in the system. I don't know what crime you're doing. Second of all, they commit crimes obviously coming into a country illegally. That's just bar none. They steal social security numbers. I mean,
who hasn't stolen some social security numbers?
You can't do that. That is a felony. You actually can't steal a social security number. It's a massive problem.
Yeah. Wink, wink. No, we get you. No, I understand what you're saying, but come on, MSK. It's not like you got your documents. Come on.
I was born here. You don't need them.
Sure you were.
Literally born here.
Sure you were.
When you get arrested, they take your fingerprints, whether or not you have an ID. That they document it somehow.
They can actually run you through a system, though. So they wouldn't know who you are. So I don't know.
Yeah, they won't know your name, but they'll have your fingerprints and whatever.
Probably Jose.
So you'll be like inmate 47994.
Yeah, aren't we just a number to them in the end anyway?
Who was that saying in anime? It's just about the friends he made along the way. Holy shit. We are just terrible people. We're terrible human beings. But no, like, I just don't know if they're all these great, nice, sweet, innocent people. I just don't believe that. There's just no way. Like, illegal immigrants, there's no way.
MSK, if we're trying to go ahead and somehow make a bridge back to the original topic, you're not yourself when you're hungry.
You're calling me the
Why wait?
That damn Snickers wrapper was the reason all of this happened. All of it.
God. But yeah, we're gonna set up right now so I can intro us into that video portion.
Intro.
What was Don't worry, within the next hour, the intro will be done. Then we're moving on to outros.
I'm setting up something. Good Lord. I'm just setting up something. I'm setting up something.
He's been trying to do the intro for over an hour now.
This was just a prologue.
Well, this is take 3.
Take 3. No way. No fucking way. This is take 3. But it's not counted as take 3 because I technically deleted those other ones. So it's retcon. So this always existed and always.
So you're saying mulligan.
So take 1 and 2 are like illegal immigrants. There's no record of them.
Yes.
Is there documentation of them though?
Nope, not even close. I've scrubbed all those. Those are gone, actually. I'm essentially
we still have that digital fingerprint, right?
Oh God. You know, I come back after a week vacation and this is what I go into. I try to keep everyone on a one-track way to making quality.
You're terrible at it.
We know that you're a fan of trains, MSK.
No,
but you can't fit us all into your train.
If we're running trains, that's very, very homosexual. Well, that is gay. See,
Try to use a reference you'd understand.
I thought you meant running trains on women. Like, I don't do that. That's kind of.
No, it goes without saying. We understand you do not do that.
Hey, the only trains I see are next to my house. The only trains I need to see. Don't need to see 10 black guys go on a white girl. I never was into that anyway. I was never into that. That was never my thing, honestly. I was never like, I need to see 6 guys pound a girl.
Gotcha. White girl. Yeah, we understand.
Okay, now you're making some insinuations.
Oh, Jesus.
But we're so black, guys.
Wow.
Oh God, jeez. But you know, God, where
do you normally get age restricted on your streams?
I probably should.
Sadly, no.
Oh God, but no, I think we're having a good time talking and chilling with the boys. You know, is Charles one of the boys? I don't know.
I can be.
Will certainly is.
Nope. That was a. You know how like you watch a TV show and your memory hold it so hard in your brain that you remember it just randomly, maybe when you're like eating a fucking nacho or something. Like, I don't know.
What do you do while you're watching TV shows now?
Like, that show is going to be memory hold in the future, you know?
Which?
See, there you go. It's memory hold already. Oh, God. But no, MSK, tell Chaz, Michael and I clipped him saying all that crazy stuff on Rumble. I never said anything crazy on Rumble. What I said was I said all these things allegedly in Minecraft, you know? I wasn't being serious at all. I was just saying, if this were the case, then
the Jack Black movie?
No.
Oh.
Wait, I'm not Chaz in this instance, am I?
No, because Chaz is
a different Chaz.
Chaz is a big black guy from New York.
Well, it's still
me.
Yeah.
Oh God. Holy crap. But we're going in strong tonight.
Almost ready for the intro.
Yeah.
Any minute now, it's gonna start.
A lot of people are telling me, "Oh yeah, Superman's an illegal immigrant," and let's just say I just say, I who cares?
Who is saying that Superman is an illegal immigrant? Who is saying this to you?
I might have kicked
Name the names.
I might have kicked the hornet's nest again, but I will say this: despite James Gunn saying just the most ridiculous things ever, I'm still gonna watch Superman. I'm always gonna watch it. I love Superman as a character. I love the movies and shows and comic books too. So I can do this. I can do this thing a lot of people can't do. You guys can do it too. I've seen you guys do it. Sometimes
the cherry stem thing.
Cherry blossom. Are you a what? All right, you watch too much Japanese samurai movies. So what people should do is that when a director or a writer or producer says something, criticize what they're saying if it's praise or whatever. But that doesn't mean you don't have to watch what they're doing, because like someone could say something and the product not even reflect what they're talking about. You know?
Oh, separate the art from the artist. Sure.
Yeah, but you know, I can do that. It just doesn't affect me. Like fucking hell. Like people don't understand. Harvey Weinstein produced a lot of people's movies. Are we not going to watch?
And it makes you enjoy them more.
I fucking hell. Gray's just really.
If this were 2018,
Scream, man.
If
Scream's a good movie.
The tags on this would just be all the no names.
Apparently, I've hit 1,000 watch hours of time on my comic book channel.
Oh,
awesome. Nice.
Thank God you won't be able to use any AdSense with every name you've listed.
No, I'm not.
It's not this channel.
No, I'm not.
Oh, a different channel.
I'm not part of the YouTube program on this one. I don't need to get paid doing this. I don't
yet. You get 1,000 watch hours. You will be.
Maybe I might monetize it on the comic book channel, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about not doing it because I don't really do this for money. I don't really need it, but I might. If I do end up doing it, I'll just I don't know, fucking save it and throw it away in an
What if you did?
No, I'm not doing it for money, but the fact that they finally giving me money, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
I finally got my first check from YouTube, so it was nice.
Oh, $50.
God knows.
No, it was $100, so it was nice.
Yeah, it was crazy. The threshold is $100. When I was on my original YouTube channel, that's allegedly gone in Minecraft, retcon out of existence, like what DC tried to do with the New 52 back in 2012. The threshold is $100 for people
You
who
got
don't
Death
know.
of Superman?
Technically speaking, 1 month I made $99.99. I was like, really? You couldn't give me you couldn't just pay me out? I have to wait for a penny? Really? So yeah, that was the thing.
That was right before they struck your channel, right?
What channel? I only started doing this in 2020.
If you're eligible, you should do it, because God knows they put commercials on it if you're monetized or not. So if they're making money off it and you're able to, you should.
Heck yeah, that's the way I see it.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was Chaz. I just said she makes a good Italian spaghetti. That's it. Allegedly. Wait, she's Italian, right? Yeah. So I Kitty, she's Italian, right?
Oh, okay. Yes.
I mean,
yeah. So we can make Italian jokes against her.
Yeah, but she's like fake Italian, like South Africa's not Italy. That's not Italy.
She's like Elon Musk. Fuck.
I don't think he's Italian.
Yeah, he's definitely fake Italian.
Technically, she could say she's more black than me, and I'd be like, okay, I'd have to agree with you on that.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
But
culturally, yes.
What else is there?
She definitely gets more street cred.
She's technically African Italian.
Good Lord. Imagine being a spaghetti and a chicken. Good Lord. So she can basically eat watermelon while making a pizza? I like it.
We just call those Sicilian.
Oh, God.
I could say that because I'm that.
Good Lord. Ugh, God. Will, Charles, whoever the fuck you are these days. When you get old, you can be like, hey, you kids, get off my lawn. You can actually do that at this point.
I'm there. I'm past
already
that.
doing it.
I do hate it when kids are on my lawn. It is kind of weird.
Goodness gracious. Zodiacs, Jesus Christ. I hate it. I never care for those things. I think zodiac signs are just cringe, dumb things. Like, hey, you're a Pisces lion shark. I don't care. I literally couldn't give two flying fucks.
It's like an Aries.
They're like, oh, your month means you're better at sex. Why couldn't I just be better at sex without that month?
That is such a Capricorn thing to say.
Please, he wishes he had Capricorn energy.
Yes, I wish I Capricorned it last night. Good Lord, Gray. Well, great way to start the show. God, summer blockbusters are here. Goodness gracious. You can tell that MSK had a lick start. What?
Yeah, I mean, he enjoys his beverage of choice.
Yeah, I choose to be a carpet beggar. That's something people say in the East Coast. I don't know.
I don't think you got that right.
Beggar?
I don't know. I pronounced it wrong, and someone said, "You're black, you're dumb, you don't know how to read." And I was like,
"Dude, you went hard R. You'd never do that.
You never go full retard."
Carpet bagger?
I don't know.
That is what he thought.
Carpet bagger. Yeah. Some idiot said it in a video we were e-fapping, and they said I didn't look up the definition, even though literally we did. I don't know. Like it's people are retarded on Twitter.
I mean, it didn't stick though.
Are you saying I don't stick the landing?
Never.
Yeah, no, you don't.
But one of these times you will, sir. I believe in you.
Lord. All right.
Tonight's your night.
Okay. Will?
Yes.
Are you alive?
Yes.
Gray, are you alive?
Yes, I'm here. I'm so excited for this.
Here, not queer. That's what you meant to say.
I mean, either way.
Oh, gosh. And Bob, he's here. Alive.
Unfortunately.
Where'd he go?
I was thinking to myself, God, I go away for a week and look what happens. But then I realized it's because MSK went away for a week.
I didn't go away for a week. I was silenced and canceled. And now I've come back from the grave, from the ashes, a new beginning. That's the X-Men new initiative for Marvel Comics. From the asshole, a new butt plug. That's just not good. So there are so many clips I can make of MSK that has literally overloaded my brain. It froze me artistically.
That does suck. You know, it's like option paralysis. There's just so many ways to ruin this man's career. But how can you compete with the faucet that is MSK?
All right. So we're going to get in the video portion of the show so we can clip this out later on so I can have this for a movie review. So for everyone's watching this live, I still have to do the spoiler-free review, but that's on my own time. And I just have to finish out the vlog. But this is basically, before we start the video, that we're going to spoil the movie. So if you do not want to be spoiled, you can leave and you can go, I don't know, have sex with your significant other, go to the gym. And then you guys don't do that because you're all fucking, ugly, disgusting nerds. Go to a store. I don't know what you want to do. I don't care what you do. Don't be here if you want to get spoiled about the movie. That's what I'll say. People say, you don't give a spoiler warning. First of all, you can't read, you're black, because the title says open spoiler discussion. I try to make things simple as possible for people. I really do.
That was really sassy.
What's the difference between an open spoiler discussion and a closed spoiler discussion?
I don't know. I was trying to be fancy. I didn't think through the intricacies of it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be cool, handsome, and charming.
Well, it's not the first time you haven't thought through the intricacies of it.
Damn, he just are going in. Bob's like, I got my night. You have a freaking notepad on your computer. You're like, okay, right at this moment, I need to use this on him. God.
Cool, handsome, and charming is what you were going for?
That's what a lot of girls say I am. It's literally not even true. I don't give a shit when I talk to people sometimes. I'm just like, do I want to interact with you? Maybe. People are just instantly calling me mega. Oh my goodness. I kicked the Hornets. Gotta stop kicking the Hornets on Twitter. But I like it because this guy was like, you're stupid. I'm like, okay, you reply to me again. I'm just going to block you. He's like, but I don't care. Why are you replying to me at all? Fucking low IQ weirdos. Like,
is that happening right now?
Yeah, actually right now.
Are we literally?
No, not you. Good Lord. But goddamn, people are just so dumb. Oh, God. But it's okay. It's okay. I can't wait to watch Superman. But the problem here with Superman coming out is not that it's going to come out. It's what the discussions it's going to cause afterwards. Like, I will give Zack Snyder credit on this. I don't like Man of Steel at all. I think it's not that good anyway. But he did make some scenes in that movie that still cause people to this day to rage out. Then again, all that's a good or bad thing for a director to do that, to make an audience feel like, I hate this so much, I have to feel a certain way. Like Rian Johnson, that's an example. He wanted to come in and make a divisive Star Wars movie. I do think Zack Snyder set out to do the same thing Rian Johnson did with Superman. People read his prior comments to his Superman movie coming out. It felt like he wanted to do that. That prison grape scene he was talking, going to like Batman graped in prison. Like he wanted to make a movie like that. That's what I felt like. But,
so you're reading fan fiction? I don't remember that in the movie.
Gray, I hate you.
Huh.
But it's Superman. It's a lot of people's favorite character. It's a character a lot of people have grown up with, seen a lot of the movies and TV shows and everything. I don't think people have read a lot of it. Yeah, go ahead.
Help me out.
I tried to.
What is the difference? So Superman to me, just hearing a description of his character and what makes him awesome. How is he not a Gary Stu?
You
He's
could
the Garyest.
make the argument. You could probably.
So like, why is he so popular?
I don't know.
I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like, as far as like he's the best at everything. Like, what's challenging about him?
For me, I don't, because I'm a big Superman fan. Well, growing up, I really love the character. For me, it's the ideal of Superman, the something to strive towards, that he's the better part of us, somebody to aspire to be like. Because what Superman's greatest strength to me has always been, hasn't been his strength or his speed or his flight or any of his powers. It's actually the humanity that he identifies with. The fact that he identifies as being human and tries to be the best of us. And yet you're talking about somebody who is an alien, who isn't even one of us. And yet he's somebody that we all aspire to. I think that's what it is about Superman, why he's so popular. And
excuse me, I'm sorry.
Take that for what it's worth.
So like, how is it engaging? Like if he's in a fight or something, like, you know, that he should win a fight. Like, how do you,
they have to get I know what you're saying. They have to get very creative.
This is
there.
The thing is what you just said, where it's like he was the best at everything. Actually, technically, he's not. He's actually not the best strategist, because Batman has apprehended at strategy. He's not the best technically at being its strongest, because characters like Darkseid can beat him, right? So what I generally say to people is, I'll ask you this: what is your favorite superhero then? If Superman is not up there for you.
It might be Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a dude. It's a dude who's rich, and he's using all of his what he can to his capability, and he's flawed in a tremendous way. Where he's kind of a vigilante.
So for me, it's hard, because for me, fantasy, when in certain settings like that, play out in all different ways with certain characters. Like, technically speaking, to Batman's point of view, I don't really want to read about a human if we're going off just that premise alone. I'd rather read about someone that's not limited to what I can do. But as you said, Batman's not limited to what he can do. He's filthy rich, and he's obviously super smart. He's obviously very, very powerful in terms of like a big peak human physical conditioning and all that stuff. So they lay out that element for you there, but you find that relatable is basically a human that can be basically, let's say, better in certain aspects than you, because you can't really relate to like an alien, essentially.
Oh yeah.
But to be fair, he was raised as a human. He was never really spent that much time on Krypton. He was barely there for like a few seconds before he was shipped here.
Oh, so you're saying he's an immigrant?
Oh my God, we're not doing that tonight. I'll choke you. Allegedly in Minecraft.
I guess if you sat me down and made me pick things about Superman that I'd hope that they'd like lean into, excuse me, is probably like being an immigrant, being from somewhere else, like leaning into like the drama, like, not fitting in, even though he's strong. I guess like that's something that I would look for. Like, I would want more of the dramatics, the social aspect, rather than, him fighting, because it's like, he should win every time.
I think it just depends on what people identify with in a character that makes them want to support the character. For me, it was always the aspect of, this person is insanely powerful. Even if just from a kid perspective, like, I would like to think of it like, let's say this happened to anyone of you guys, and you guys are married, but you guys are, see a kid just appeared in front of you. Like, if he's a kid and he doesn't want to go to, it's hard to get kids to sleep. Like, it's hard for them to get them to go to bed. How would you get a Superman baby to go to sleep? He would probably break your door down if he was having a temper tantrum, right? Things like that. It's like, I kind of relate to an aspect of like, hey, these people didn't know who this baby was. They were trying to have a kid, couldn't have one, and took him in. And he essentially didn't know what Krypton was at all until, obviously later on in his life, but he just acted normal here. He wanted to absolve all the American values and views. I think that's terrific, honestly. I also think it's interesting when you balance out, like, okay, if he's starting to have like heat vision problems, how would that play out? Would he like accidentally go off and burn someone to death? I think being able to like read stories where he's able to control all that as hard as it is. It's interesting, you know? Like, imagine being that powerful. There's no way there's no way I could control that stuff. There's no way. I'd have to fucking murder someone. Not kidding. So looks me around. You're getting heat vision. I would be Zod. Zod was right in Man of Steel. People suck ass.
You know, I like the way Smallville handled it as far as like the development of his powers, how he would develop one at like through different seasons and stuff like that. And some of them just turned out like they were part of his normal puberty. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, for example, his heat vision started because he got horny. I mean, that's really how it happened. He was sitting there staring at a girl, got excited, and all of a sudden his heat vision got activated. We're talking about a character at that point in Smallville who was supposed to be 16 years old.
Yeah, because I would imagine, you know, because a lot of people haven't read a lot of Superman comic books. That's why when I tell people, it's not about comic books, because most people haven't read them, so it's useless to have. Most people have watched the movies and a lot of the TV shows and the animated stuff. So that's what I would kind of say is like, what have you liked any of the Superman movies or animated shows or that have come out?
I have. I mean, it gets a little tacky in the later movies in the Christopher Reeve era.
Those don't count. Those are bad after the first one.
I actually like Superman Returns.
Okay.
So I thought Kevin Spacey did quite well. We want to talk about suspect actors. But I think.
Did you like Man of Steel?
I did. Mm-hmm. I just. What seems to me, since Marvel's been doing so well since like 2008, it seems like what like the modern cinematic universe audience would want. I don't know how Superman would fit in that category because like he's so strong.
I always use this as a thing. Captain America, you would say is fairly similar to a certain extent. MCU Cap, not comic Cap. That's very different depictions of it throughout the years. MCU Cap is what people say that it's like he's good, he's all these things. Isn't that what Superman is, minus the powers out of it? I think as long as it's something that is well tailored to what people kind of ideally hope out of the character, then I think they can identify it, because there's no way Cap should work and Superman can't, you know, unless because the Cap has the war vet.
Well, he was also created that way, where Superman he's just that way. He's born that way.
Yeah. So
hear what you're saying, but it was called super serum.
Let that he's trying to fuck with us. We're going. I hate this. What you will? This is what you unlock is a fucking can of mustard. You know.
My apologies.
And that's what's always been mind-boggling to me too. Is like, Chris Evans' MCU Cap works perfectly fine with what he tries to aspire to and what he tries to hope for, what he wants out of people. But it's weird that people think that Superman can't do the same thing. Is it just because of the powers? Because I like powerful characters. I generally do. I think they're a lot more interesting to balance out. Also, the best written Superman stories are the ones that I've dipped into. If the story's written very well, the power set is, you know, it's there as a helper, but it's like, hey, if he can't fight this villain, he has to go do this. Like, fucking hell. That movie, the animated movie you probably saw, Superman versus the Elite Four, he didn't actually use his strength to beat them at all.
I did not see that.
There's a part in the movie where he uses his heat vision to scan the guy's brain, and he turned his powers off, and he just slapped him and knocked him out. He didn't even use his powers really to, I'll say, maliciously beat that guy down. He just said, I'm not going to be what you want me to be or what other people think I am. You know, there's a lot of different ways to tackle him. My personal best way is I don't think you should show how powerful he is initially up front, because people would just go, well, why didn't he just do this? You know, because that's the problem with the Zack Snyder movies. Like the Zack Snyder Justice League, you know, they're all like fighting Steppenwolf, and then Superman comes in and he just kind of one-shots him. You're like, oh, okay, was this guy really ever a threat? You know?
Yeah.
But in all fairness, that was the whole point of why Steppenwolf showed up, because he even mentions in the movie that, okay, now there's no Kryptonian here. Now, you know, now the world is ripe for the taking. And that was the whole point is, that was the whole point is that, remember, this was supposed to be like a trilogy of movies and stuff, the Justice League. That was supposed to be a stepping stone to Darkseid. So, I mean, that was the whole point, is that Superman would have had a much more difficult fight later on.
I can give you another example. If you would, let's see, like Goku. Isn't Goku similar to Superman in some ways too?
Yeah.
A lot of people like Goku. I think I don't know what is it with Superman that's different from the other two, because Goku's the same thing. Goku came from a dying planet, adopted by Grandpa Gohan, raised as a human, all throughout his life. He sees himself as a human. He doesn't even really see himself as a Saiyan until like Vegeta came in, essentially. Even after Raditz came in. Remember when Raditz first came in, he was like, no, I'm this way. I'm named this, until Vegeta came in and he was a little bit more Saiyan-like, I think the concept can work. It just depends on how it's presented, because to be fair to your point, Goku isn't as strong initially up front as Superman is either. It's a gradual thing, like Captain America too. MCU Cap obviously is stronger throughout later things. So, but it's always different strokes for different folks. I mean, you ask 10 people what they think of Superman, you're gonna get 10 different answers. For me, I just think it's interesting that a person could be on this planet that powerful and only want to aspire to help and do good things. That's very cool, in my opinion. That's inspiring even to me. It's like, hi, he loves people that much that he's this powerful, he wants to protect everyone. I think that's cool. That's a very cool concept. I mean, but that's just me. I'm just rich and good looking.
How did you like Man of Steel?
Bye.
I really enjoyed Man of Steel. I understand why it was divisive. Part of the problem is because the Richard Donner version of Superman was so iconic, and Reeves' portrayal that was burned into people's psyche as to what Superman should be. And even when they did Superman Returns, they tried to carry on that, because that's a sequel to the Donner Superman. So it's supposed to be in that same line. And then it comes along Zack Snyder, who's having to follow the Dark Knight trilogy, and they're trying to make a darker Superman, a Superman that's supposed to fit in the modern world. And I think Snyder did some things that were pretty interesting. One of the things that you mentioned earlier was about the fact that he is an immigrant, and how he relates in the world as like an outsider. And Snyder did try to tackle some of those things in Man of Steel. And I thought Man of Steel was pretty interesting, but I also understand why it was a very divisive film, because it didn't mesh with what people thought of when it comes to Superman. Like me personally, I'm a big fan of the movie. I really like it. But my best friend, there are lots of things about it that he can't stand. And he and I generally have similar tastes when it comes to movies, but when it comes to that film, we're very split on it. And I think a lot of that also has to do not just with how it was done, but it's Zack Snyder in general. If you look at a lot of Zack Snyder's films, they are very divisive to begin with. I mean, he's only got a handful of films that are genuinely liked from start to finish. Most of them are,
I beg your pardon?
Most of them are like, well, I liked this part, but I hated the movie, so I heard a YouTuber say it this way: Zack Snyder is spicy food. If you don't like spicy food, then you're not. His next movie's not going to win you over.
What? What the fuck?
No, I think it's a good analogy though, because if you don't like Zack Snyder to begin with, you weren't going to be won over by the.
No. I like the analogy. I think he's coffee. Either you hate it or love it. That's what you go with coffee. There's no in between with coffee. Coffee's the thing you just like it or don't like it. I fucking love coffee. Thought I stay awake talking to you cloud chasing fucks. But Zach, was Zach spicy?
Oh, that was a really bad analogy though. I'm sorry, man. Coffee is on the spectrum, because you can choose whether you want it black or whether you want it with a whole bunch of cream. And in fact, you can even get it to the point where you've got more milk than coffee. I don't know, man. Who doesn't like
your rap?
Sometimes I like it black if it's classy, but it depends on the brew.
Oh God! Well,
generally, I like a little bit of cream.
Let's start with going over this movie 1 hour into the show, because quality content never sleeps. But that's just me. That's what I do. All right. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Jurassic World Rebirth, the 7th film in the Jurassic Park franchise. It all started with the first movie, Jurassic Park, directed by one of the greatest directors in Hollywood and considered one of the best directors of all time, Steven Spielberg. Obviously, he made another classic that's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time, Jaws, and that movie had its 50th anniversary earlier this year, which was fucking amazing. 50 years of Jaws, but he also went and directed another classic you guys all know and love, Jurassic Park, and that movie was fucking amazing. I ended up watching it for the first time, I think during the pandemic, actually, back in 2021, and man, it was amazing. Fucking awesome movie, top to bottom. Enjoyed it. I didn't really get the only thing that's really criticized with the first movie is kind of like the kid aspect of it. I don't find that a bad aspect at all. I think that plays into how strong the movie is. It's like, hey, there's adults dealing with this, but hey, if there's fucking kids here, how would they view getting attacked by velociraptors or a Tyrannosaurus Rex? I think that's a great angle to the movie. I don't think it's a bad angle at all. But the problem with movie franchises like this one is we always say it, oh, the first one's really fucking good. We can watch that every day of the week. It's the sequels where it really starts getting bad. I don't think the second one's all that good at all. I think the second one stinks. It has that one guy, Vaughn something in it. I think it's
Vince
Vaughn. Yeah. Just tall dude. Yeah. Awful movie. I think it was just boring, forgettable. They went to like San Francisco. I remember the fuck out of the movie. I remember watching it.
Who was the shitty director on that one?
Fuck, I don't remember, honestly. I literally don't remember at all.
Yeah, who is that shitty director? And how did you forget the gymnastics routine? Come on, man.
Jurassic Park gymnastics 2 fucking stinks. Just saying. And then Jurassic Park 3 came out where they tried to bring back like the original lady from the first movie, but she was like taken. She had a kid. The guy was like, "Oh my god, I love you so much." It was so cringe. Oh my god, you're the talking dinosaur. I get it's only one scene where he's like,
"Your interpretation of the plot is fascinating."
It really is.
So Jurassic Park 2 sucked in my opinion. Jurassic Park 3 was really bad. Then came Jurassic World. I mean, I thought that was fine. I don't think it did anything bad. I thought it was just fine. It did have it had that really controversial scene where the lady was getting thrown up in the air and she was getting attacked by those pterodactyls. I'll say this right now, because that got essentially a lot of controversy for portraying violence against women. But I will say this though. The reason why I didn't think that was bad is because, let's be completely fair here and honest with ourselves. If these things actually lived in our world, what happened to her in that movie, in that scene, would happen to you. Yes, pterodactyls, guys, were not like cute, cuddly, fuzzy animals you guys see in like movies or whatever. They would do exactly what happened to her to you. So I thought it was fine. I like when the movies accurately represented like how dangerous these animals were. And I thought the scene was great. Like that would happen to you. Go outside with velociraptors and see what they would do to you. Just looking at them.
Did she try smiling more?
No.
And come on, you're talking about the reality of raptors? Come on. And then, that introduced Blue.
And then the other controversy in that movie was like, but she wasn't a bad person. She didn't need to die. Guys, there's a lot of good people that die. It's just what happens in life. Sorry to be that guy to you, but good people die and bad people live. I know. Mark Hamill's still alive and Kevin Conroy's dead. Fuck me, right? So, I didn't like Fallen Kingdom. One's awful. And there was Jurassic World Dominion, and that one's bad. What was the old guy in the first movie? The guy who made the park. I forget his name sometimes.
Oh, I wish Hammond, right?
Yeah. I wish he was still
Dr.
alive.
Hammond.
So, like, when Jurassic World came out, he could be like, "Welcome to Jurassic World." Damn it! I wish he was still alive to just do that for just one scene. That would be amazing. But
why?
No, I mean,
they could have AI'd him. Like you had the DNA strand in the first one. Now make it Hammond.
Did we even have technology back then for him to do that?
We did. You should watch a movie now and then. 93 wasn't that far away.
Good Lord. All right.
Yeah, considering they made dinosaurs who were extinct, like the whole premise of the
from
movies.
DNA.
Yes. Yeah, and then you get the iconic
Turns out it
line.
existed then.
Then you get the iconic line of Jeff Goldblum being like, "If you don't think you do something, you probably shouldn't," and all that other stuff. It was a great movie.
Dr. Ian Malcolm.
I look back on Jurassic Park, how you think about movies you've watched throughout your life, and you go, yeah, I like that. I really did enjoy that. I really did enjoy the first one. I did, to some degree, like Jurassic World, but the other ones just felt really bad. Like, I think one of you guys said before we started the video, like, I didn't see Jurassic World Dominion. You didn't miss anything. The movie fucking stinks. It stinks ass.
No, that was like 40 minutes into this video. That was me.
Yeah. And you're usually the only clout chaser here. So, we're now into 2025, and we're getting another one of these because, despite Jurassic World, that trilogy in the Jurassic Park franchise did a lot of money at the box office. The movies all made $1 billion. They did make less $1 billion with each subsequent one after the 2015 one, but still $1 billion nonetheless, and that prompted them to make, obviously, this one. So I'll just say this. I didn't hate this one. I think it was better than the previous two. I think it's probably on par with like Jurassic World for me personally. I didn't hate watching this. I was watching going like, there's some good here. You could tell there was some genuine effort here compared to like the previous two and the other two movies in Jurassic Park. But there are some massive problems here. Well, there are some massive problems that I will go over. But for me, you know, I looked at it the same way I watched Thunderbolts. This is just going to be a good time. You think about the plot, you're probably going to hate it more.
Okay, but door/security technology.
Yes, Gray. Thank you.
The inciting incident? Come on. You're like, oh, this is going to be a good time once I watch that. Come on. And then you see, you know, the predator alien dinosaur with Quato coming out of his chest. Really? You're like, this is a good time. I'll just turn my mind off. This is great.
I did.
Okay.
Because logically panning out what I wanted to say bad about the movie, because that's why it's a half and half. Like, usually when I do that for movies, I don't give ratings anymore because I don't do that. I would probably give that movie, if I was going half and half of what I just said, that would probably get like a 6 out of 10. Did I have a good time? Yes. But if you're thinking about all the other things that would make a movie good, if you start bringing up the bad, that lowers the rating down. So if you
think about it, it'll just make it worse, is what you're saying.
Depends. That's how these movies kind of pan out, because I'd rather take.
That's what you look for in a movie.
I'd rather take whatever this is offering than what those two were, because.
Okay, but
those weren't movies before. Those were piles of shit.
So what would you say the plot to this is? Okay. Are we doing spoilers or no spoilers?
Yes, Gray. We weren't doing spoilers because reasons. No, fuck you.
Hey, you mentioned both spoiler and non-spoiler, and I've just tuned out.
Gray, can you just wait till he finishes the intro and then we can get into it?
Okay, sorry. Once we're done with the intro, I'll join it.
All right, I know Gray's fucking with me, but no, I will say this though. Same thing with Thunderbolts. It's not really a plot. It's kind of more like, hey, I just want to do this. Let's make it happen kind of thing. So essentially, this is the plot of the movie. Plot. And I know Laps yells at me when I say that. It's not really a plot though. That's kind of like a character motivation leads into like the story kind of thing. So essentially the plot is rich tycoon wants to go and extract certain thing from big dinosaurs, right? You're going to probably ask, like, well, why not extract it from the dead ones?
It rhymes.
These dinosaurs have bigger hearts that are the ones that they need that are living, and they can get more out of it.
That's not an answer, though. Why does it have to be a live one?
Because they said the dinosaurs that they needed alive had bigger hearts, so they could synthesize.
I get you, a bigger heart, but can't we grab a dead one that has a bigger heart?
The plasma in the blood,
right?
It's the timing. Yeah, they can't take it out of a corpse because something dies in the blood.
Right.
Okay, but then we're going to use this little stubby needle, and that's going to get through every dinosaur just the same. And then we don't need to kill it. We just need to take a little bit of its blood. In fact, it'll just frolic away once we're done.
Gray. How would you kill that Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Well, they didn't need
with a weapon.
Rex.
Yeah, the water one. Didn't they use the water one first?
No.
Yeah, they didn't. They hid from it. They didn't have to kill that thing or take its blood.
You're not fighting that thing. You go and fight that thing. I'm not touching that. But that's just me. So essentially, that's kind of the plot. Rich tycoon wants this to make himself a lot of money.
Sound familiar?
Hires a team like the Avengers, Fast and Furious style, and he's like, "Hey, you guys can give me this." Now, the reason why I'm saying there's no real plot is because that's not a plot. That's like a character being like, I want this. That's not a plot. The plot is essentially, we're going to go take these dinosaur blood samples to create a heart disease cure. That's essentially it. So
it was a scavenger hunt.
So essentially what you guys saw in the trailer is true. That's the plot. Now, the problem with that is like, okay, it's kind of a, how would I say this though? It's just a really safe, weird movie. Like, it doesn't do anything super offensive, but it doesn't do anything super like, fucking, this is so mind-blowing. Yeah,
I was offended.
Good Lord. The mutated dinosaur, like, I don't think it looked cool at all. I thought it just looked kind of fucking weird, honestly.
It looked like the Rancor from The Return of the Jedi.
It's part Rancor, part Predator. It seriously got part Quato in it. Like, why did it have the extra little tiny arms coming out of the chest? Like, I'm just saying. Like, this is an amalgam of a bunch of shitty things. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's anything new, but
you expected new out of
is that product? I would like to see something new. I think there's a lot of these like reboot quills that seem to take it in a different direction. There's some of them that have.
You know what I think happened?
Oh,
I think this movie weirdly did things that the other movies did, but it just kind of just didn't do anything special. Like this movie's plot is nothing different than Jurassic Park 3's. Oh, I need to go to this island with dinosaurs that I know are dangerous to do certain things. It's like, well, and I
just 3.
Yeah. No,
and
2 does it too.
And
2,
6.
Yeah.
And 1.
5.
So what you said is no, I agree. What you said is true. It's like that's why the movie goes down, in my opinion, because it doesn't really offer anything new. But it's like, what else more can you do with the franchise, though? That's not I go to this place where dinosaurs.
Not design your security system to shut down and open every single exhibit the second that the one door doesn't work.
Greg,
that seems like it's very ineffective.
Clearly, they didn't think of Snickers wrappers when they were designing the damn thing.
Right. You're not yourself when you're hungry. I get it, but come on.
It is the flaw in the Death Star, the Snickers wrapper.
That right there is one of the dumbest things that I've seen in a movie. Just right there. So you guys have probably heard the controversy with the movie, which is very.
Is it a product placement though?
It was.
Oh my God.
There was.
We're talking about Snickers right now.
Yeah, because we know these movie studios have sponsorships and all that stuff. It's like, okay, most people know that. That's not a freaking unknown thing. But with this,
there's a 7-Eleven on the dinosaur planet.
Right. Like, this movie was basically being like, hey, we're sponsored by Snickers, 7-Eleven, and M&M's. And it's like, why do we need to know that? I just don't know why. Like, I've never seen a movie where like, we're sponsored by this. Congratulations. You can show a Snickers up your ass. That's really awesome. It's like, then this guy in the first part of the movie is eating a Snickers bar. The wrapper flies out of his mouth where he drops it. Then they're going into this like containment center. And then the wrapper goes inside of the, what do you call those things? Like a duck or whatever. And then it jams the system. And then they escape.
It went in a duck?
Whatever that was. Or a hole or something.
The duck got jammed. Nasquack.
The door ends up getting jammed. And then one of the guys gets killed by this mutagenic dinosaur that they're working on. Now, keep in mind, that's the problem with the movie, too. Even with all the characters. So I'm going to go over the worst characters in the movie. Was that Taco family? Oh my goodness. Just, you had Poquito, then you had medium size, then you had Senor Papa, and then you had Go Diego Go. That's who you had. Just straight up.
I had no idea who you were talking about, even the first time that you went through that, and it just now hit me. Oh, okay. So the family on the sailing
Taco,
trip.
Tamale, Toquito, and Poquito.
I don't think those are their names, but I can't remember.
I don't remember. They were Hispanic, I think. Maybe, sorta. They looked Hispanic.
Pretty sure it was...
Chupacabra?
What is it? Teresa, Isabella, Xavier, and...
you remember that shit?
Ruben, I think?
No, they're better known as Taco and Tamales. So
isn't one of them like a boyfriend of daughter?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's Xavier Dobbs, played by David Lacono.
And this is my problem with the movie when it comes to the characters. The characters in the movie, guys, are all either bad or they're all just flat. Even Scarlett Johansson's character is just kind of flat and not care.
She's a bit voluptuous.
Yeah, she's really
bad
hot.
Or flat. What about Ed Skrein? Come on, man. He had an accent and he looked a little creepy.
But I will say that
he died too quickly. So
I will say this though. When Mahershala Ali was acting this movie, I was thinking, damn, this guy really probably could be Blade. Yeah, I don't know if you guys thought that. I was like, this guy really could be Blade. Right here.
I didn't think
it would have been awesome.
But he had to take this contract because Marvel is fucking over. But nevertheless, just with the characters, I didn't think any of them were that interesting or really like, okay, this is kind of a cool character. Scarlett Johansson's really hot. I think she's great looking, but
what?
Her character.
You didn't like Dr. Loomis? But you don't understand. He had this weird character thing where he ate Altoids, which is also owned by the Mars company, who owns the Snickers.
Yeah.
How could you not like Dr. Loomis?
Characters were fairly flat, just bad. Like, there's a part in the movie where the main head rich billionaire tycoon tries to murder Taco. Then they have a scene.
Understand he just worked for the company, right? Like he wasn't the company.
You guys are assholes.
He wasn't
he's essentially the lawyer from the first one. Do you remember the first one? You remember the dude in the bathroom, the lawyer?
You think I remember anything about that shit? My mind.
No.
Holds these movies.
Perhaps I'm giving you too much credit.
So yeah, for me, characters were pretty bad. I just don't care for any of them. They were just, man, it sucks. You have Mahershala Ali and Scarlett Johansson, and it's nothing. Like, they had no chemistry. I know there was a scene in the boat where she's like, "Oh, you're blah 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 blah. I want to get BBC'd and all that other stuff." I didn't care. I just didn't give a fuck. It's crazy. She tried to.
What scene?
I don't remember that scene.
No, the scene where they were in the before they got to the Mosasaurus, before they got the family, and they were talking about like he had a kid that he lost. She had a boyfriend or friend that died or whatever. Like, they were trying to fake chemistry so hard. I thought that shit was so cringe. I was like, these people do not have chemistry. Her and Mahershala Ali.
I thought they were trying to fake the chemistry with her and Loomis.
Yeah, I completely disagree with you on that.
That just have a better. That was a little bit better. Mahershala
Ali has a friendship history with her. Yeah. That's why they were able to run the scam on the dude without even talking about it. It's great.
Whoa. Black guy, white girl friendship. No, he's BBCing that shit guy. Come on, dude. Long schlong dick style. You don't have a friendship, you fucking asshole. Oh my god.
Okay. As proof, every woman you've ever met, has not had that treatment. It could happen. I mean, true, none of them would qualify you or count you as a friend.
He's hoping for that treatment. He doesn't actually get that treatment. Hoping and getting are two different things.
So, after that, with the characters, so people are probably going to ask, well, how did they fix Dominion? Well, they did it the only way they really could, which was kind of stupid. So, oh, good Lord. It built up to the point in this franchise where dinosaurs could live among us. Then, as they say in this movie, no, they just kind of shipped them away to a different part of the earth where there's more oxygen.
Wait, like the Flintstones?
That's how they dealt with dinosaurs living in all of our cities, was they just shipped them to a part of the earth where more oxygen exists. That's it. Because dinosaurs aren't the big of an attraction anymore and all this other stuff.
No, but I guess in all fairness, this is probably the one area that I actually kind of liked. Because I felt like because I felt like they wrote themselves into a hole with Dominion by saying that the dinosaurs were all over the earth, and now they're basically saying, oh well, they couldn't live there, so that at least get them back to a location that you had to go to.
But you're right.
So at least that part about the script, not that it was well handled, but at least they tried to get them back to one location instead of having them just all over the earth, because I'm thinking if they were, then what was the point?
Yeah, because then you're thinking about that plot and you're going like, okay, you kind of did fix what Dominion kind of did, but then you just write yourself into a hole. It's like, okay, but it has to imply insert character goes here to this dinosaur scary island we know is scary and bad and we might die. But that's the problem with the franchise now. Is I know people have said this is kind of a step in the right direction. The problem with that is, where do you go after this? We're going to see another movie of characters going to a dinosaur deserted island and getting killed?
It doesn't matter. You're going to see another movie within the next 3 years. That's all that matters.
I love me some dinosaurs. I do.
And you're not wrong about that. Like,
a white person is never wrong.
As much as I disliked this movie, every kid that was in that theater that I was in were cheering at the end of this thing. So I can't deny that. They liked this, and because of that, you will see another one, because kids are going to want to go see giant dinosaurs eating people and chasing everybody. They had fun with that. So,
well, I hope they got a version of what we got with the original one, because I mean, they certainly redid a lot of the scenes. Who knows? Maybe it gives the kids in the audience that chance to experience that magic in the theater.
They've made their money back already. Like, they're going to make more.
Oh, yeah. This one's definitely on the list.
I hope. I mean, Gray, I want to ask Gray this, because the director of this movie is Gareth Edwards, right? He directed Rogue One, the Godzilla 2014 movie.
He did the original part of Rogue One, and then another director came in and kind of fixed it and did the reshoots. But gives Gareth Edwards the co-credit on it.
So, it also...
The Andor sequel.
If you watch the end of the movie, it says Steven Spielberg executive produced, and I think there was many scenes when they were at the water trying to tag the Mosasaurus or whatever, even before it attacks the family. I don't know. It felt like Steven Spielberg maybe handled those scenes, because it kind of felt like he did. I don't know.
That was a tribute to Jaws.
It felt like they were trying to I don't know, mimic his style, perhaps, or redo that scene for a modern audience. So, I don't know, man. If I'm going to compare this movie to anything, It's essentially Force Awakens. To me, it's like many of the exact same beats, exactly the same way as that first one. It's kind of a rehashing. It is the formula. It's what they do. And I don't know, man.
Well, wouldn't you just call
I
that?
don't think this has as much potential. I think their second one is going to be meh.
Second one? Wait, what?
They're going to make more of these.
Come on, this is a new trilogy. They have all their trilogies, sir.
Yeah, they said they wanted this to be a trilogy.
Yeah, after this opening weekend where they made their budget back in 4 days. Yep, that's probably going to happen. So, Will, I'll ask you, what is your, unfiltered thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth? Did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Are you mixed?
I don't know. I thought I liked it, but then hearing depends on who's asking.
You're listening to a can of mustard. That's already where we're already losing him. I lost Gray ages ago. I don't know who that is. That's Poupée Gray at this point.
I thought I liked it, but hearing you give it a 6 and just give nothing but problems, maybe I don't like it because I have it as a 2.5 or a 5 out of 10. And
there's some things I enjoyed. There's some action sequences. There's some certain suspense moments there that were kind of cool. There's things that I did enjoy, but it's
Which
just
action sequence did you enjoy? Was it the door one?
No.
The synchronized key turning.
So I liked the scene where she was trying to get that raft, and then the Tyrannosaurus is sleeping, and then when
you mean the car that Subaru moment from the wait, sorry, no, it was a raft, wasn't it?
So she's getting this raft, and then it shows the T-Rex like kind of waking up, but it's not there. But it's like it would have just you're thinking like it can reach them very far. It should have just killed her, but they did play with it a little bit and had it go and interact with a pterodactyl or whatever. I thought that was really cool. I thought some of the scenes where they were trying to tag the Mosasaurus was kind of cool. I did like a moment where that flying mutated dinosaur got into the cavern, that freaking underground, and tried to go after the family. I wish they could have played with that more. I wish in that scene they could have had it like stalk them a little bit more, but that's just me. There are some decent action sequences here. There's some good moments, but outside of that, that's why I said it's a half and half. It's like there's some stuff here I did enjoy, but then there's stuff I was like, okay, well, this is just kind of like I think it's most of the characters though. I don't feel like there was an effort put into the movie. I just felt like they just played it very safe because the other two movies were when your bar hit that low, I mean anything is better than that, right? But I don't know. Do people like safe movies that don't really take risks, but you don't hate them kind of thing? Or you don't like them, but you're not like fuming at the mouth at them. Like, I don't know. Everyone's different, but that's just me. I found this just to be kind of safe and just kind of a rehash of certain things in the original movie. And, some Jaws throwbacks.
I think just like Rise of Skywalker, the moment where that raft, there's that scare with the raft, they could have let that breathe a little bit.
I do.
But
yeah.
We find out a little too soon that everything's okay. And I think if they, just like they did with Chewbacca in Rise of Skywalker, if they just let that scene breathe a little bit and have us, I don't know, worry about what could have happened.
Or like
the button on that scene. Where did it come from?
Did you guys believe that they killed off Mahershala Ali's character? I didn't believe that for a second. No way. That was maybe if you're a little kid and you watch this in the theater, you probably thought that because you're a fucking kid. But
yeah, I think if
unless you're Samuel L. Jackson, unless you see it, it didn't happen.
If this is one of your first movies, and chances are, there's 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds that this is like their first theatrical experience. It'll hit a certain way for them. Depends on like what kind of experience you have.
Yeah, it's also really weird because you would think like he is for sure dead with that thing next to him, but what did he do? Did he just leave the flare there and swim back to them? But he has the flare next to him, even though the flare goes out. It's just weird scenes like that where I felt like they could have just did more with these scenes, but they just kind of just let them as is. And the ending of the movie where it's just the same score as the original. It's like, oh, okay, you're just trying to hit me in that nostalgic feeling. It's okay, Gareth Edwards. It's okay. You won't be Steven Spielberg ever, but you always be Gareth Edwards. You always have your Godzilla movie. You got the one Asian guy go, let them fight. We're always gonna love that scene. But I will say this: if you're a family and your kid wants to go see this, it's nothing truly offensive in this. There's not even like gory parts in this, honestly.
No.
They're like if this is not a movie I would say don't go see in the theaters if you don't want to. There's nothing really offensive here. There's some really cringe, like preachy dialogue from that doctor guy, but his dialogue is so worthless throughout the film, you don't even care. I forgot what he said about human experiments and blah, blah, blah. I was like, can you stop talking? I was like, I don't care. It's one of those characters where you would care if you actually cared about him, but you don't care about him, so you're like, fuck it. Like, who cares what he says, honestly? You know? He's not going to bang Scarlett Johansson.
I get that a lot.
The word care doesn't make any sense anymore.
Yeah.
I just mean, on this show, I can relate to that a lot.
Oh God. Oh, okay. Like, come on. We know at the end of the day.
No. You made a good point. You think that this film is fun for all ages, even though it's rated PG-13 by the MPAA, but that's okay.
Dude,
MSK knows better.
There was quite a bit of families. There wasn't a big turnout. There was about, I think, 15 people in the theater watching with me. There were some kids there. They were fine. I mean, hope they are. Who knows? I watched Jaws as a kid. I turned out fine. You know?
I want to know what the salary is.
I mean,
wow, taking all the jabs tonight. Holy fuck.
What is the salary for someone that works at a 7-Eleven on an abandoned dinosaur island? I mean, there's nothing else to do. You're just a 7-Eleven attendant.
That part is like the product placement. It's just weird. It's like, why is there a 7-Eleven on this place? Why was it there to begin with? Like, who's out there getting gas on this abandoned?
Dude, the guy needed his Snickers. Obviously, there's a need.
How do they get their stock too? That whoever's delivering the sodas to that place has to get hazard pay. Like that's because I'm not doing that for $15 an hour. I'm not delivering all the soda to the Jurassic World 7-Eleven.
You don't understand. It's a lot of just travel time. There's not a lot of labor-intensive things involved. You got a lot of downtime with this job.
A little one-stop.
Apparently, they never pay anybody well on these islands. I mean, isn't that what got us into this problem to begin with?
God!
What was the name of the computer guy?
Nedry.
Dennis Nedry?
Yeah, he wasn't getting paid enough, and that's why the whole park got shut down.
Damn shaving cream.
Good Lord. Yeah, I think it's crazy to say this. I preferred Chris Pratt and freaking what's her name? Chris
Dallas
Pratt.
Bryce Howard.
Blue?
Yeah.
Blue?
I preferred Chris. I preferred Chris and Dylan's characters. Or was that was their names? Claire and Dylan. I preferred Claire and Dylan. At least there was something.
Pretty sure it's Blue.
Yeah. Like they didn't do the whole Blue thing. The little Triceratops baby dinosaur I thought it was just annoying. It wasn't cute.
You mean Dolores?
All right. Thank you. So
that we had this thing again.
Yeah. We got the Dilophosaur with the frilled wren thing.
So that's just how I feel. It's I guess it's all right. I
still give it a 6 out of 10.
I don't give ratings. I would just say I'm very mixed on it. That's what I would say.
Oh God! Wow.
I don't think it did anything bad. I don't think it did anything great either. It's just kind of meh.
Look, like I said, I kids obviously are gonna like this thing.
They're gonna love it.
Like I said, in the theater I was in, they all liked it, and I was in a packed theater, and the kids, they were even clapping at the end of it, so they liked this thing. I thought the movie was terrible. I thought the dialogue was bad. I thought the acting performances were terrible. The idea that the Snickers wrapper caused all these problems.
Snickers.
The dinosaur designs, the mutated dinosaur designs looked really stupid. I do agree that I thought the scene with the Mosasaur where they were trying to get the blood was kind of cool. That was fine. But what was fine in this movie was few and far between. This is not the worst movie I've seen this year. That still goes to Snow White, but
you willingly paid for that? That's fucking crazy.
No, I got a free ticket for that one, so I wasn't gonna pay.
I wouldn't have watched that if my wife offered to give me a rim job at halftime.
Really?
You think movies have halftime?
Hey, they used to ask for an intermittent. Whatever, it's fine. But I'll go to. We'll go around.
Wasn't she giving a rim job to her boyfriend?
I should have took her to watch this movie then. No, I will say this: the kids that were in there were people get this clap. People were clapping. I was like,
yeah,
what?
they were in mine too. So regardless of what I felt about it, because I thought it was awful, I can't deny that the audience, the younger audience, liked this thing.
It's fine.
And so,
But I imagine if you're 5 years old, you put anything in front of them, they'll like it, honestly.
And now I understand why you gave it a 6 out of 10 in this game.
I didn't give a rating at all. I said if I were to give it, I probably would put it there. I just said I just think it's all right. I don't think it there's some really stupid, there's some decently good. That's where it gets it's like if you mix ketchup and mustard, it would just taste like shit. Wait.
I don't think it's necessarily better than the last two, because I know you were mentioning that it was better, but I don't think it's I don't think it's better. I don't think terrible. I don't think it's any worse. I think it's about as bad as those, because I thought the last two were pretty bad. So
yeah. Wiliscredia, anything else you want to bring up about the movie? Anything that stuck out to you? Any scenes, dialogue?
Mr. Scredia.
No, Gray didn't go yet. Did you, Gray?
Gray can go last. He's a mean person.
A 5 out of 10, and I share your sentiment.
Gray?
I get a lower score.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd go somewhere around there. It feels somewhere around like a 5, which for me is average. Apparently, some people that's below average. But what can I say? You're right. There's a lot of good, I guess. There's a lot of bad. I've got a lot of issues with it, and just how much of a rehash this feels like it is. It feels like it is that
Awakens.
I don't like The Force Awakens. I'm a fan of The Last Jedi. Thank you.
That's not something you should admit to anybody ever. No, never admit that to anybody. That movie is a pile of dookie ass. But
I feel like this film is very akin to The Force Awakens. It feels like there's just so many beats from that first one that they just keep bringing back in, and like, hey, you remember this? Here's our take on that scene. Hey, you remember the Raptors in the restaurant? Here's our take on that scene. They just kind of keep doing it over and over again, and then they're adding this element of we need to get this extraction from them, but we're not actually going to kill them. Instead, it's just going to take some, just a little bit of blood from them, and then it's going to shoot out of them. This little tiny parachute, and magically it's going to always be exactly where you need to be.
Yeah, because plot armor.
Even when they stab, spoilers, an egg with it, magically they don't pierce the yolk. They're just grabbing the egg whites. It's going to be fine. They did not harm any creatures getting this, new drug for human consumption.
Was non-lethal to the embryo.
And maybe we're going to go ahead and, release this to the public. And then everyone will get this miracle drug and nobody's heart will ever go out in the future. I don't know. There's a lot of cheese in here for me. And then I really hate the product placement. Again, like the aforementioned Snickers wrapper. But then the main guy, Dr. Loomis, has this character tick where he just has to loudly crunch these curious mints for some reason, and it just happens to be because it's also owned by Mars. Man, I'm not digging the amount of product placement in this thing. It just feels like it's slapping you in the face with it. They're being very, very apparent with it, but I guess that's what it was always about. When you look at the original Jurassic Park, man, was Subaru all over that shit. It is kind of a go-to with these guys. The marketing for kids was all over the place with that. So I don't know. It seems like par for the course. That being said, I just feel like I've seen a better first in both of the trilogies other than this one. So I don't know. It's not the best. It's definitely not the worst Jurassic Park movie I've seen, but I'm not excited at all to see the rest of them. So I think I'm probably skipping those, but I think this one will make $1 billion.
Yep. As you guys know, for me, I've watched literally every single one of these. It's one of the few movies we'll ever talk about where everyone that's in the review has seen all the movies. Crazy, because usually when it comes to franchises, people have seen like first two, middle two, recent ones, but this is one that's been around for a long time, so everyone's been able to see all of them because they don't come out like every year. These come out like every 5 years, 3 years time frame. So for me, I don't think it's better than Jurassic World, but I think it would probably, I don't know how you'd rank these, because these are like, I would go the first one, then it would be like World, then it would be like the rest. That's kind of where I would put them. Because in my opinion, 2 sucks, 3 sucks, Fallen Kingdom and the other ones are just trash. Dominion's not even a movie.
The uneven bars. Come on, that second one with the raptor gymnastics.
So I think action sequences were fine. I think suspenseful moments are fine. I think the score is fine. But the problem with that is the characters stink. You guys said the dialogue is. What dialogue were they having in this movie? It was like, I was trying to, like, when you watch a movie, you're trying to actually pay attention. And you're like, all right, all right, okay, he's trying to. There's no way I'm gonna believe that nerdy, dorky, stinky nerd is gonna ever bang a chick like her. Yeah, there's no way.
Dr. Henry Loomis?
He's not banging her. They want, oh, you nerds can bang a bitch like ScarJo if you really try
hard. I thought
hard
you said she was after
she was.
Marshala Ali.
That's on the down low.
You mean Duncan Kincaid?
Yeah, that's sloppy seconds because he already, he already put his BBC in some Snow Bunny vanilla ice cream. That's how it works. You have her on lockdown already if he doesn't hit it right when they're together. But all jokes aside, it's like, dude, you're not going to end up with her. I thought the chemistry amongst the cast was awful. Like, I just did not like the taco people. They were just fucking.
What about Xavier Dobbs or Dobbs? What about him? He was the annoying kid, but man, he actually took his turn in the end. You don't understand.
No. There was a part in this movie where the girl's boyfriend is taking a leak. There's 2 velociraptors behind him. And then the velociraptors get murked by some giant, bigger pterodactyl bird dinosaur or whatever. And
they call it the Deus Ex Machina bird.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, that was just a useless scene. It's like, oh, well, he pissed his pants.
No, it made the people behind me chuckle loudly.
All right. That one of the most dumbest scenes. I was like, this is just stupid. Like, that's just, I don't even need to see. Why do we see him taking a leak? Like, what? That's just weird. But other than that,
see him taking a leak.
Allegedly.
This movie was awful. I mean, it was awful. I give it a 4 out of 10 best, and that's kind of what I would give Dominion and Fallen Kingdom.
I would give those 2s. Those weren't movies. Those were hang myself worthy. You couldn't pay me enough money in this world to watch Dominion ever again. I would hang myself. That was awful.
Look, the only reason I would even rate those 2 and this one as high as 4 out of 10 is because, again, the kids ate this thing up, and so for that reason, I mean, it struck a chord. It struck a chord with its audience. It just did. Again, whether I thought it was ridiculous or not is irrelevant, because
I feel like if you have Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali, the acting performances should be a little bit more believable. It kind of felt like they were just here for a paycheck, which, to be fair,
which is fine,
I guess.
I mean, I would hope they'd have better performances, but given all the other trash that's out there right now, maybe there wasn't much to choose from.
Mahershala Ali, I feel so bad for you. You didn't get a chance to do Blade.
But I mean, what more do you want out of their performances? They're supposed to be like essentially mercenaries. Like they shouldn't be hyper emotional. They shouldn't be.
I'm bringing together a team, and it's like, okay, the Avengers. He's bringing the Avengers together, and it's like, all right, okay. I wouldn't be having a woman on my team if I was doing that, but that's just my
no. That goes without saying. No women around MSK.
Yeah. All cocks, all dudes. That's it.
You want to be surrounded by cocks.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Better conversations because
that's why we're all here. Apparently,
a girl would be in there and be like, "Oh my god, this little dinosaur looks so cute." Yeah, she gets murdered by a velociraptor right in front of her. It's misunderstood. It's not that dangerous. She's just fucking destroyed. Oh lord, wouldn't that be funny? But no, I mean, I wasn't looking forward to this movie being anything special. I've seen all of them. And now we're at the point where they've kind of written themselves into like, okay, we just have to go to this place in this movie the next time this goes around, because they already kind of fixed the issue with Dominion. And keep in mind, that makes Dominion even worse between Fallen Kingdom and that one. If they could just take all the dinosaurs and put them somewhere where they just need more oxygen to live, why just fucking do that? Doesn't matter. Who knows? It's just dinosaurs. They eat people, and it's just is what it is. I took my wife's boyfriend and her to see this, and she was getting banged out in the Lamborghini that I have while I went and watched the movie. So, that's how it is. But yeah, hopefully you guys end up enjoying it. I would say if you have kids, take them to see us. It's fine. The dialogue is awful, but it's nothing like preachy, cringy worthy. It's like, oh, well, men are all bad.
It's been kind of cringe-worthy tonight. Oh, you're talking about the movie.
Yeah, it's not going to be like where black people are all criminals and all that other stuff. No, it's very par for the course. Like, let's do this, and hey, a dinosaur. Hey, T-Rex. That's the T-Rex got cucked so hard in this movie. He didn't get a chance. Where's Rexy? Rexy had like 2 scenes. Come on. Give Rexy some love. She's been here forever. That's the OG, but she's gone, Maybe that's why it's always mad. It can't beat off. Its arms are too small, No? But yeah, so did you guys want to say anything else about the movie?
Does that explain your poor attitude?
Not necessarily. But I do hate you, actually. Well, yes, can't wait and look forward to Superman coming out next. But this week coming out.
Yeah, I got my tickets for Thursday. I'm taking my kids.
I'm thinking Monday.
I think the review embargo is tomorrow. I think you'll start hearing about it.
Cody's got a screening tomorrow.
I'm watching it Monday, so we can do a spoiler discussion like this one for it. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. Wow, you guys suck ass. Especially Bob. Hi, Bob.
Hi.
I couldn't tell if that
Bob,
was
don't take that from him.
Was that one of the closers to one of the openings, or was that?
I'm always the closer. We're all the closers, Will. But
yeah, there's never actually a middle portion. It's all intro and then
just intros.
Intro and the outro. Intro into quality. That's what I like to do. Wait, this is 7? So why don't I just type it into AI? Will, pun intended,
7?
there be a Jurassic World 8? Fucking hell. We'd be on 8 of these.
You needed AI to help you ask it, will there be a Jurassic
World? Just made like 300 million
in
4 days or something like that. They're doing another one.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
Everyone on Twitter does, oh, Grok, what do you think about this? It's like, Grok is awful. But apparently there is no plans for an 8th.
Are you banned from Grok?
No. There are currently no plans for Jurassic World 8. So yet, because keep in mind, all this, as you guys said, plays off of money. So this makes $900 to almost $1 billion. Let's be honest here. They're doing another one because, the money's there.
Supposedly the budget on this is only like 180 though. So supposedly they made back like double it. So they should be profitable.
Yeah, they're going to make another one.
Would you guys like to see me butt naked?
Again?
Still no thanks.
All right. Let's see. Oh, one of the action sequences where the T-Rex was attacking them. That was cool. I liked it. I know it's a moment from the books. That's one of the moments that people always talk about from the book. Oh, that was a good scene. Films.
Wasn't that the one that you were talking about before? Why do you keep talking about the T-Rex with his tiny little arms?
I hate you. I literally don't like you. No, you're right. This one budget is 180. I imagine the marketing budget's like $100 million for it. What? It's like 280. It made most of that back already. So
supposedly 322 worldwide or something around there.
Yeah, it's about 322. So yeah, if this has another slam dunk week 2 where it knocks it up to like 600, that's good. That's very good.
I don't think you can guarantee that, man, with Superman coming out. Like, it was all on this one, but I don't think it's over for this. I think this has more worldwide appeal than Superman.
Fantastic Four. I think that's cooked.
We'll have to see. Marvel could really use a hit. Disney could really use a hit.
Fantastic Four is going to do, like, I think, after it's all said and done, when it's out of the theaters, I think it's only going to do, like, barely better than Brave New World. I don't think Universal or DC should be concerned with MCU. The movies have been not performing very well for a while at this point, so I think it's going to do better than expected, kind of, sort of, maybe, but it's not going to do
so you're
great.
You're definitely doing that definitive thing then. You're going out on a branch.
I'm going on a branch.
Saying definitely, kind of, sort of, maybe.
I'm doing it like I would gamble. I'm all in. Fantastic Four is not making more than $600 million at the worldwide box office when it's all said and done out of the theaters.
You were so wrong about that. Come on, this is Marvel's July one. No, come on, man. I'll go all in on it. It looks quirky. The tone seems about right for this.
How much do you think?
So you're saying that it has to be under 600? So I'm saying over 600.
I don't think it's going to make more than 600. I think it's going to.
I think it's going to make more than 600 all in. I will bet you on this as of this date, sir.
Would you like a hug?
Still no.
We're making our predictions here. Is this like Price is Right? Because $1.
Oh no! No. Good Lord.
I'm just saying, it looks like they've got a quirky tone to it. Marvel sometimes does good with a quirky tone. Ragnarok, people seem to really love that one, and then it feels a bit like they're trying for like their version of a Guardians. I don't know. I think it could work. So I'm hoping that since this is one of the newer ones, since they've kind of changed the direction of it, I don't know. Maybe they kind of got the memo and they're going to do something right with this. So
I want it to be right. I do, but it's like
they're due a hit. So
maybe
I'll go out on a limb for them. Yeah, I'll go in on that. They're going to do over 600.
Now, this is what I typed into AI mode in Google, and we'll eventually have a discussion on this eventually. But I just typed in Jurassic World Rebirth marketing budget. So it says, according to various sources, the production budget for Jurassic World Rebirth is reported to be $180 million. Now, if they filmed this in the UK, it could be higher or lower or whatever. However, this figure does not include marketing costs. When factoring in promotional expenses, reports indicate the actual cost could be higher, potentially ranging between $330 and $400 million. So,
It's 330. They pretty much got it. If it's 400, they might need another weekend.
Yeah, but that's crazy. 400. But to be fair, these are movies in the last trilogy that made $1 billion with each one. So they're probably thinking, okay, that more than is reasonably justified to spend that much money on that move because it's had that return. Now, if this doesn't bring $1 billion in, and this one actually makes less money because the word of mouth in this movie is really not that good, that's a problem. Because of Jurassic.
I think another problem with this is that it didn't get all the IMAX screenings.
So it didn't. I didn't know that. Oh shit.
Yeah, so that actually plays into this as well. And then you got Superman opening up, which is taking a bunch of those IMAX screenings. So they didn't even have a chance with that. If this movie makes $1 billion without that, to me, that's impressive. Yeah. Really impressive, and again, it goes back to the fact that this movie does very well these types of movies do well overseas. This 100%. Franchise is a real big hit overseas. It was with the last three, and it looks like it is again.
And you're I think much bigger here.
Yeah, and you're probably right that it does have more staying power overseas than what Superman will.
I think better than Fantastic Four as well. This is kind of, if I'm going to go on with one over the summer, this is the one that I think is going to make the most, but we'll see.
Which is this?
Jurassic Park. I just think it has more of a worldwide appeal, where the other ones, I don't know. You have to assume that America is going to be the number one for at least Superman, but I would assume Fantastic Four as well.
Yeah, the world likes the stinky Godzilla movies too. So like, even if it doesn't do well in America, the rest of the world will pick up the slack.
No, but hey, it feels very, very good to be back and doing the show again. I did miss it because when you're just streaming on YouTube and when you're just streaming on X and Rumble, no one gives a flying fuck. But people do care if I'm here. So we're gonna get over the strike and we're gonna make the most out of it. Yeah.
Wait, we can strike?
And we had a planned featured guest, which was Wiliscredia tonight. And it wasn't just last minute randomly when I forgot to send the link that I thought I did. Holy crap. I was really, really fucking tired then. I was so convinced I did something and you were like, you didn't. I was like, okay, I'm a crackhead. I'm officially legally a crackhead then.
I mean, it is official.
But a lot of girls are hitting me up right now and asking for sex. And I'm like, no, you're gross. Not happening. Give me a second here.
Huh. You dropping pics of T-Rexes in your DMs?
That's a Family Guy joke. If you were, they're like, why are T-Rexes so mad because they can't jerk off? They have tiny arms. So makes sense, Who told you we care? I know you guys don't. I'm just honest like that, What else is there? That's pretty much it. We're doing Superman next Monday. So we're doing an open spoiler discussion for Superman following Monday. Might as well do it for Fantastic Four. Might as well, since we're already doing it. Superman, that's going to be a long discussion with that one. That's going to be hell and black, actually. Can't wait to go support the illegal immigrant that barely ever lived on Krypton ever. He was there for a second and a half, maybe, after his planet was completely collapsed.
He was adopted as a child. He is a citizen.
Yeah. The Kents did forge his papers, but it's okay. Okay. It's okay. That's true, though, because illegal immigrants do lie on their papers, too. It's all making sense now. I love it. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Maybe Democrats aren't that stupid. Maybe they got a plan there. I like him. I like, Joe Biden, when he said, I would not want my...
Joe Biden wrote this?
When Joe Biden had said he didn't want his kids hanging out in a radical jungle, whatever. That was right. I don't want my kids hanging out with black kids in bad neighborhoods. I don't. I didn't find that one to be that bad, honestly. I think
corn
that's fair.
pop, though.
I think that one was fair. But when he said, like, oh, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Okay, that one's like, what are you talking about, you crazy old man? I don't think it's bad for a parent.
MSK. Like, did you vote for him?
Definitely not. Are you out of your fucking mind?
I
don't think it's bad.
You ain't black, is what you're saying.
I'm not. I don't claim those animals. I don't claim those Section 8 lovers. I am a white person. So, I don't think it's bad for a parent to be like, I don't want my kids to be around bad kids. I don't think that's bad at all. But you're saying things like, you're not voting for me, you're not black. What? Or no, remember you said poor white kids are not as bad as poor black kids? Whatever that fucking one was. Just, what? Crazy. I love it. But I love our politicians. They make life very, very fun. And Epstein definitely Epsteined himself.
Well,
there's not a list, guys. There's no list. They did a thorough investigation. There's no list.
Elon named some names, though.
My dad?
A big one.
No, he just mentioned a few names that were in the report.
Allegedly in Minecraft. No? What did Elon Musk tweet today? I don't know. He usually says some wild
big number zero. Or four number zeros.
He tried to do that poll of like, do you want to start a different party? Like the American Party or whatever. But a lot of people don't know this. When you do a poll on Twitter, it doesn't tell you who voted. It just shows you the number of votes that you potentially got.
So you're saying we need Twitter voter ID?
Oh no, because I think Elon had a rule for Twitter where like I don't think that you can make it super effective. Like he knew people were getting like fired on it, and he hid likes to be public. Like you'll know who likes your post, but if you were to, like, so let's say if there was a middle person, like a centrist person, and they had a job where they were like Trump deranged to like fucking hell, and they saw you retweet something from Ben Shapiro or like it, you could like see who liked a Ben Shapiro tweet. But now those are all private. I think that was a pretty good idea. Because like, could be private though.
I get that, because before I used to like some of MSK's posts and I got canceled for it. So not anymore.
He's like, this guy.
I'm glad anyone's hiding his posts.
He was like, this guy's speaking such hard facts. Oh wait, I have to take my like away, so I can't be associated with this guy. Yeah, Epstein and Diddy got off in the same week. That's wild.
Got off in the same
week?
Not
you got off as well, didn't you?
I did not. No girls touched me.
You got your channel back though, right? All three of you got off in the same week.
That's right.
What are you making?
I'm making a pattern here.
Yeah, Epstein had no book, no list, nothing. He's a free man.
Wait, isn't that the same thing that you were saying, that there's no proof that you got a strike or did anything against the terms or anything?
I did nothing wrong. We'll release the Epstein list. We just need more time. The Epstein list is on my desk. There is no Epstein list. Oh, not even just with Trump. The lady he hired, his judgment on some of these people have been really bad. What's her name? Pam.
I know
something?
you. First,
Pam
you
Bondi?
hate that he hired a lady. We get it.
She said that she had the Epstein list on her desk. I did remember that. I do remember. And people wonder why I don't want women in those positions. You just have to wonder why. We just have to pretend that they're equal of level of intelligence because they'll get angry at us. It's like she literally starts to work for it. I have it here, but now they claim it's not exist. I don't know because people always say presidents will have that much power. Well, who knows what they really do have.
It's almost like all politicians are full of shit.
True.
It's almost like,
or possibly we're on the list.
I think people have been so conditioned to accept decent little wins here and there that they think that really is great. Like, hey, has he done some good stuff? Probably, but he's done some fair share of bad, right? But people have been so conditioned. Like, the good is like so good. It's like, well, that should be expected out of these guys. They run on making our life better. So it shouldn't be like, oh, I'm happy.
Who runs
Epstein makes your life better?
No, like politicians.
You understand? He would have had to fly commercially, but instead.
No, I'm saying, like, if they're supposed to work for the people, it's like, I shouldn't be happy. Oh, gas prices are lowered. Well, you should make that a thing. That should be expected. You want to make my life better, right? It's like, but you don't get it. Everything's cheaper. Yeah, that should be expected. That should be a good thing. It's like, people are being conditioned to accept the lowest level of fucking wins. And it's like, all right, I guess if it's that bad, sure.
What amazes me about this whole thing isn't just the fact that they were lied. It's the fact that they were lied so badly. Like they could have easily from the get-go, if they wanted to lie about it, could have just said, you know what? We're not done reviewing all the files related to this case. We're going to be reviewing it over the next few months, and we'll release the information once we've completed the investigation. They could have said it that way. And then when they decided that they didn't want to have a list, they could have come out and said, oh, well, you know what? The list wasn't here. We went through everything. We don't know what happened to it. And then that way, all their supporters would have been like, you see, the previous administration got rid of it all. And they could have played it in their favor. I mean, they lied incompetently to top it off. I mean, it's bad enough that they lied, but then they just did it so badly. It just blows my mind how incompetent this whole thing was.
What do you think, Will?
I think it's just showing how short-sighted and addicted to like good press they are. I think if they didn't do the binders thing, you have something of a backdoor where you're just like, oh, we looked into it. Plus hiring 2 podcast hosts in the FBI and 2 podcast hosts whose job was saying that this is a conspiracy. And then the second you hire them, they're like, no, everything's fine. Like, wait, what? What do you mean?
So wait, you're saying there could be something fishy going on here in this case where, Epstein obviously offed himself.
I would say you need to swallow your pride and say, hey, listen, I know for 5 years I've been saying that there's something going on, but I've been inside. Turns out I was wrong. Either I am wrong or I was wrong. It sucks. I know it sucks to say that, but something doesn't make sense.
No list, and he killed himself. Who knew?
Nothing to see here.
Literally did do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain. They literally did that. Oh, when he did give one of the files. He apparently, I don't know if it was like,
dude, like it just
in depth.
The last 5 months, it stinks to high heaven. The fact that Kash Patel was on Joe Rogan when Elon Musk tweeted that Trump is on the list, and Kash Patel's like, I'm not going to say anything about that. Well, if there's nothing, you should be like, no, that's bullshit. Yeah. Like, if you know there's nothing, it's such an easy thing to say. Like, no.
Again, do you want to fly commercially? If you had a chance to skip TSA and go on the Lolita Express, are you saying that you wouldn't take that chance?
Any layovers?
No, a direct flight.
All right. Well, I might take that. Do I get to check my luggage?
And I even wonder.
That's the most important question to me.
I'm also trying to wonder, like, how big this list is, because even when Democrats had full control of things from 2020 to 2024, it's like
the real problem is
either.
The real problem is there's like heavy hitters that are probably, all over the place, worldwide. I mean, Prince Andrew. They don't talk about
definitely
him.
No royalty. Right?
I was gonna say there might be a certain group of people in there, but it would rhyme with Hugh people, not like people that are.
Are you accusing us people?
No.
What do you mean, you people?
No,
I heard you people.
Take the word few, replace the F with a J. Just do that. There might be some of them on there. They want to implicate themselves because they're like, the perfect God-chosen people, so they can't do no wrong. I'm saying there's good Jew people.
I don't know how you got banned on YouTube.
I didn't get banned at all.
It turns out MSK's channel was chosen.
Look, at the end of the day, I think there was just a lot of big names on there. It didn't matter what race, nationality, or any of that stuff. There was just a lot of big names on there, and they don't want them to get embarrassed. Because you can't tell me that for an island where they were getting it on that they didn't at least have phone numbers to the people that were showing up. I mean, you can't tell me that there wasn't something there to link who was going there. I mean, what, these people just teleport in and then teleport out? I mean, come on, there's record of it.
Wasn't there like a YouTuber that like tracked cell phones and they showed like where like what parts of the world people were going to the island from based on cell phones reception? I don't know if I'm making that up, but I mean, certainly didn't dream it.
I mean, you would think that they'd be able to track something like that.
Right.
Well, but even during the same week, right? Diddy technically doesn't get off. His bail was denied. He has to have a final resentencing. If we're being honest here, he's probably going to get very minimum a year in jail anyway. But even Diddy apparently had a list of people that went to his freak offs, like not the like, hey, I invited you to my party. They're talking about the after party, right? That we don't know who was a
those weren't the charges.
Baby oil.
You're not charged with having a baby oil fueled party. He was charged with RICO and traffic. Trafficking, racketeering.
Was Rico one of the characters from Jurassic World that
Meek Mill was?
MSK didn't like?
No, Meek Mill was a character. He was getting his ass blown out. So, if Diddy's apparent list is, ambiguous, we don't know. Epstein's list doesn't exist, allegedly, in Minecraft.
Okay, but has anyone released the MSK list?
You're all on there, and you're all going down.
See, here's the difference. Like Diddy had all his, his freak off parties, but the guy apparently is going to get off. I mean,
did he do it?
Yeah,
one way or another.
Yeah, exactly, one way or another. But I mean, he's going to get off of this. So because of that, nobody's going to care about the list because he's not going to be in prison. Epstein was in prison. I mean, there were
himself.
Yeah,
someone else is in prison because of him.
Exactly. So it's like they're there for a reason. They were found guilty for a reason. So it's like we want to know who was going and they were trafficking all these people to. That's what we want to know.
I think
we want to see them held accountable.
There's a certain point where people are just like, all right, it seems like the rich people are just getting off everywhere. And I think there's a certain point where people are just like, all right, you guys are all corrupt, like all of you. And I don't know how close we are, but it seems like if you got a certain amount of money, things go away.
Well, yeah, you can afford to clean up.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell people right now, if you're that filthy rich, like we're talking like not even Elon Musk level.
Like
that's
have your own island rich.
Yeah. If you're maybe like a person that is paying everyone's taxes level and you still have millions and millions of dollars, if you have enough money, you can essentially pay off people. And that's the thing, is that's so bad. Like that essentially goes against like why you would be in those positions of power anyway. Like the people that like are on the FBI, CIA, and that shit. If you can be bought off, like why? That's so bad. That is awful. Then why are you even here?
To make money.
Yeah, for the payoff.
Allegedly. But hey, what the fuck do I know? I'm just a fucking genius.
On a chosen channel.
You've got to get some dirt on some rich people. That's what you got to do.
Oh, you people should see my DMs. World War III would light up if those ever got leaked. I'm not kidding. Maybe. Who knows, right?
Is it just nonstop people like, don't send me those pictures? Why did you send me those pictures? I'm blocking this number.
Oh, you guys don't even know. It's okay. Nothing will be revealed in due time. It's all fake, But yeah, I don't know. MSK is privileged. How else can you explain how getting banned so many times is still being able to... I didn't do anything wrong. We're just fucking watching a game. We're literally just watching a game. Two dudes chilling. Is that bad? Just dudes chilling? But don't worry, guys.
That what Epstein said too? Just
No. Crazy. Epstein was hitting on 14-year-old girls in a hotel in one of Trump's hotel, and Trump kicked him out when he figured out he was doing that. So, there's that.
Did he?
That's what... Who knows?
Did he find
out at that moment in time, or did he know before? But all we know is, hey, he found he was doing it and kicked him out. Who knows? The timing framing of all of it, because that's what they say is the timing framing of it. Who knows? Because this is what I always say about people's stories, not just with this one, any story. When someone tells you a story, it's good to ask them the date and time of everything, because you can picture like it happened here, here, and here. When people say this happened to me, Got the time of the day? No.
MSK.
Huh?
When did you start your channel?
2020. 2019, November.
Okay.
Gray, where's your channel at? You were gonna come back. Weren't you just an organized
It is
chaos?
the summer of Gray, and
You were
that
an
means
organized chaos react
there
channel.
will be content eventually. No, I was never an organized chaos react channel.
You were a fandom pulse
My internet
organized
career
react channel.
might have started under this persona with me debating him, but I never reacted to him. We went after this group of super friends. Unfortunately, it didn't go so well, but I met Charles.
You got famous for e-fapping actual fandom content.
Really, we didn't. They would respond to us, we'd respond to them, and then we took a couple offensive swipes. But it was not a lot of reacting. It was mainly like, can you believe what they said about us? Here's what we're saying about that.
You know what's crazy at this point now that you mentioned actual... I don't even know what that guy does anymore because he was such a retard. I was like, there's
Guessing
no
a lot of crying.
Probably talking about Eric July, like as we speak.
I'll be honest here. He made I think one decent video that I was like, okay, I don't agree with you politically because you're kind of stupid, but I do agree with what you're saying here. It was a video he made where he was talking about people saying the word literally and not understanding what it really means. I thought that was kind of cool. You know, those are decent ideas for videos, right? When people say a certain word to something,
you sure
and they
it was
don't
him
know what
that did that?
Maybe it was him. I fucking right.
Was he wearing a weird mask when he did it?
That's every
sounds
video.
like me.
Like he made, I think, one decent video. Decent. Come on, it wasn't good. I think it was decent. I think Organized Chaos never made a good video. I thought all his videos were terrible. He had an idea for one that was kind of cool about YouTube movie criticism, but then it just basically went into like shitting on rags and all that shit. And I was like, oh my god, stupid.
His versus ones were kind of cool, where it would kind of compare two movies. It's a fun way to do it. It's not how I usually look at movies, but I'll give him some credit.
Eric Debunks was just garbage. He was just,
hey man, his beard was on fleek. The colors that he could put in there, I'm jealous.
Yep. He blocked me because I was like, okay, so when someone tells me something, he's like, Melanie Mac did this. Keep in mind, I don't like Melanie Mac either. So we agree with that. But when you're saying this person did something, I would like to know the context of what someone's doing. Not, hey, I just see the end result of said thing. I want to see how it started. I want to know what transpired to make thing. I said, show me proof of this. He was like, something block. And I was like, all right, cool. Like,
there's no binders for Melanie Mac.
There's Melanie
it's
Mac.
It's on their desk.
What was like? I'm actually glad everyone just ignored that guy because because the channel started. I was like, oh, we want to be different from FNT. All right, cool. I think that's stupid personally because I don't think that makes you doesn't give you an identity. But whatever, cool. But then it just turned into, hey, now we just bash everything they do, and it's like, but you're not even making your own content. You're just bashing what they do. Like that's not even a thing. That just become very thing you.
What is content though?
So I don't know. I'm glad we stopped paying attention to those guys.
What's FNT?
Right? What's that?
No. What is, you said FNT? What is FNT?
Oh, Friday Night Tights, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like they were, because what I think a group like that should do is like, hey, if you disagree with what they're saying, present me reasons why what they're saying is bad, or do your own movie review, TV review content, and say, hey, convince me why your opinion should sway me to watching this whatever woke thing. Convince me, I will hear you out. But it never became that. It became, oh, well, this Gary says opinion. Well, his opinion's bad. Well, why is it being bad? Because it's bad. It's like, well, that's stupid. Like, that's just not, like, come on, that's actually 5-year-old level ways of humor. It's like, I don't subscribe to that. Like, convince me why I should believe you, But I just can't
feel represented.
I don't, the people versus the devil and his ultimate weapon. That was a stream he did like yesterday. Good Lord.
He's become religious now?
No.
Like the devil?
Oh, God.
Lucy?
Dane, what are you doing? White nationalist. Let's be real. White nationalist. Never changed, Dane.
I'm pretty sure those
never
are
changed.
Gary's glasses on there, right? So
Never
Gary's
changed.
in the.
I remember you had a video with Organized Chaos when he finally brought you on to debate. He's like, "Great, I want to debate you." Just got annihilated. Imagine that. Gray, you can come on. Gray showed his real face, and I was like, "Wow, he's white."
His real face.
Yes.
Not the mustard jar. White Knight.
Bob usually streams more now. His last video, he was like, Megan 2.0 is a disaster grifters want Ironheart to be. What does that even mean? I'm not kidding. Like, this is what thank God I don't usually content like this, I just do this. I go, do not recommend channel to me.
Oh my God.
Megan is the disaster that the grifters want Ironheart to be. But Ironheart is not a disaster, according to. I don't know. Sorry, my sugar glider's barking.
You're fine. How to make a chud video. It's so easy. What?
Oh my God.
It's just, like, thank God we don't watch. I don't even interact with it. It's crazy. It
was tiresome 2 years ago.
Yeah, but it's come back around.
I was literally on the inside 2 years ago. I was like, guys, can we talk about one other person other than these five?
What about Eric July, though?
He's black.
That's number one. That's at the top of the
right. But he's black, so it's different. It must be whites first. You know?
I understand. He's launching a new comic.
God.
But he doesn't know where Spider-Man came from.
It's interesting. Bob, who was a casual at reading comics, told someone that was a seasoned veteran at reading comics, "Hey, no, I'm gonna quiz you." No, if you're a casual, it's like, okay, I don't mind people being casual, that's fine, but like, there's levels to these things. You know, I'm just pointing out, like, content like that. I just no, I'm good. That's literally because you even if people don't like Ryan or Jeremy or Critical Drinker or Neurotic, you could at least say they're doing what they think they're doing is cool, right? What they're doing is right. Maybe in their minds they think it's cool. Well, what these guys are doing, it's like, hey, I just don't like what you're doing, and I'm just gonna basically just only talk about your opinions. Like, that means you're not even being you're not being yourself. I've met Gary. I can tell he's at least being himself. That's just fake. I just don't like that stuff. That kind of
Killer of Garbage did content on one or a couple of them and has made other content since whenever that video was up 2 or 3 years ago.
Killer of Garbage. I remember him.
So, like, it's the redundancy and it's like this constant, let's react to the thing that was said this week. Like
they spend so much time reacting to what those guys are saying instead of just watching the content yourself and then forming your own opinion. That's like, even if I disagree with someone, like if they said Ironheart was good and I watched and I thought it was bad, that's fine. Like we disagreed on the level of bad that the new Jurassic World Rebirth movie was. That's fine. At least we all saw it and formed our own opinion about that. I didn't go, damn, I watched a Wiliscredia video about it. Now time to EFAP it for 10 hours. Fuck. Just IMDb is not caught up yet? No way. What the hell? You know? I
got banned from IMDb?
No, that page has the MSK show on it, and it hasn't caught up yet. That's crazy. I haven't read a Rebirth book in a while. I'm behind on reading everything. I'm just busy. You know, that's what happens when you get successful in life.
But surely the nice relaxing week that you had, you were able to catch up on everything, right?
I didn't.
Very true.
I said that on Twitter. I didn't do shit. I thought it was more funnier that way. What people in regular conversations are asking for dates and times when hearing a story? Most people do. They ask you what date this happened. They ask you what time it happened.
When did that happen, MSK? Can you give me a date or time?
Gray Winter Channel coming back, please.
Well, now that you mention it, it's the summer of Gray, which means...
You said that 3 months ago.
Indeed, but it wasn't summer yet. I was advertising that it was going to be Summer of Gray. It is now currently Summer of Gray, and that means content will be made soon, and then you will get to experience it. Yeah, that's right. So soon, but if you can't get enough of me, go subscribe to YouTube at Wiliscredia. Sometimes I appear there, or at YouTube at That Darn Kidda. Every Thursday I appear there. But other than that, you might want to ring the bell for MSK. Sometimes I'm on his show too.
The last time he streamed was a year ago, and it was, I think AI art is a good thing, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I had another debate against an artist. No, I'm totally correct. I changed BMO's mind.
Well, you haven't. You did comedy. You did Bill Burr with
Oh, that's not a live one. So
sorry,
most
I
of
meant
the
on
lives.
your channel. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, most of the lives were debates. Most of the other stuff was like prepared content. But every now and then I drop something. Still gets a couple thousands, but whatever.
What was that one guy that you talked to? The one who that Taco Eduardo looking dude. It was
Eduardo.
People hate cinema. that was his thing. He was a part of Dane's group too.
Who hates cinema?
That was a series he had on his channel. Like, these people hate cinema. I forgot his name.
Yeah, that was Ed. I think he kind of quit.
He quit. There's no way he's done.
I don't know. If you were to look at my channel, you might think that I quit as well. Sadly,
was 5 months ago.
Was it 5 months ago? Yeah, I mean, I know it was this year. Yeah, that's okay. Fine. So it was 5 months ago. Sure.
You are just rusty. Yeah. I'll give you a.
Hey, man, I was getting ready to launch this show, and then my wife launched herself down some stairs because, good times. So, I've been helping the wife. No, it's not like a misery situation or anything. I've just been helping her heal. I swear. But, she's good to go now. And now that makes this the summer of Gray. So expect good times. While it might have been a while since I've been on the internet on my own channel, let me tell you, I've got a shitload of ideas. So nothing can stop me. I have the opposite going for me than MSK does.
Awesome. So that's good. Hopefully you can come black. Unlike my dad, the McDonald's snack wraps came back faster than my dad. So
but they're not the same.
Damn. Yeah. What's also not the same? Ad placements. Yes, guys, in your movies, please don't show us your sponsors in your movies. It would be greatly appreciated. A little.
Hey, but sometimes the plot needs them.
Sponsorship. Hey, this video was sponsored. This movie sponsored by OnlyFans, where you can get your dick off. Use my code OnlyFans.
Is that the slogan?
Use code OnlyFans beat off for 10% off your order. So
Jurassic World Rebirth is brought to you by World of Tanks.
And the Mars Company.
Raid Shadow Legends. Oh God, good lord. Hey, if a studio wanted me to fucking, read off shit for money, probably would, but didn't Quartering get in? Oh my God, the Quartering. A video on his channel was like, my channel is dying. I can't do anything to help. I wasn't laughing. Yeah, the coffee guy. Yeah. It's just, I think I maybe watched a video of his at one point and I EFAP'd him. I had my original channel. I think that's it. I never really was into his channel. I'm not saying it was bad content. I just never really appealed because I can't. Keep in mind when someone says, "Did you watch this YouTuber?" It's like probably not. There's like a lot of them that you probably watch. Like if you have a video on your channel where you're like, "My channel's dying, please give me money." Yeah, it's probably not gonna help. Those people go like, because there's new people watching that going, "What the fuck's going on?" As he's bought a Cybertruck and a bigger house.
Didn't he gloat about like naming his garage Brie Larson or whatever?
He has a podcast he does with Melanie Mack. Yeah, that's great. Can't wait to hear a lady talk to you about the wizard genie in the sky that'll get you wishes. Yeah, it's awesome, right?
What? Wizard genie?
Then there's the other white girl he has on there where she just sits there and just does nothing because he hired her from Tim Cass's show. For what reason? I don't know, but she was from Tim Cass show. Like, I don't know. He's like, I don't want to stream on YouTube anymore because I'm going to do exclusively on Rumble because of a contract. But he said he was giving up like $100K a year just for not streaming on YouTube. It's like, dude, if you need money, let's say he does need money that bad. Just stream on YouTube then. Stream on YouTube.
Might be exclusive contract.
Yeah, and he signed the contract. So now he screws himself out of all that money. It's like, oh my God. This is why I can't feel sorry for people. If you're making that dumb of decisions, it's like, okay, you're just dumb. I need to let you suffer through this. The stream was brought to you by Nasquack. All right, so Wiliscredia, our
I love Curiosity Stream.
Where can people find you?
Here. If you want to blast from the past, go back about 2 years. You could see myself in a different environment with people we were just talking about.
Yep. And you and Gray did a fusion dance, and you turned into Will Poupée.
Indeed.
Now, if me and Bob did a fusion dance and merged, we would be a black.
Even lighter. Oh. Oh, this Bob, not the other Bob.
Oh, I forgot. One's a
Lots
fat, overweight person who lives in a basement. Yep, don't be that Bob. Be this Bob. Yeah, so Bob loves movies. Where can people find you?
Right there. Hopefully this week have a review of Superman out towards the end of the week. By then, I'm sure everybody and their mother will already have a review of Superman out. So I'll be late to the game on it, but because I'm not seeing it until Thursday night. But hopefully it's good. And then you can check me out on my other channel with a couple of my friends on Dad's Turn to Talk. That's we're going to talk about Jurassic World Rebirth on this week as well. So that should be fun. And Charles, I was going to say I just sub to your channel. I got to check out this stream that you guys did on Dexter Resurrection because I'm looking forward to that.
Oh,
that comes out this week, doesn't it?
Thursday, yep.
Yeah. So
the 11th's a big day.
Yeah,
Superman and Dexter.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I need to check out that stream.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
I hope it's good.
I mean,
it can't be any worse than New Blood. So.
Maybe
it can. But,
it can.
Hopefully it's not.
Don't say that. They'll take that challenge.
I got some hope for it after the prequel because I did think Original Sin was better than the New Blood. So maybe they get back on track.
It just needed to be safe, and that's all it was safe, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You should probably unmute yourself if you want to talk.
Oh, no. I was talking to a different person. The ghost in my head. No, they're in the room with me right now. This is the intro. Chapter 1. Chapter 2 is next week. It's a 5 intro. But we are how many episodes away? After this episode, we'll be 32 episodes away from hitting 300. So no celebrations. We're celebrating at 500. We're gonna work our asses off. We're gonna
500.
We're gonna put our heads in the sand, and we're gonna make so many episodes of the show. My head will explode, and then I'll be like, "Damn, I didn't even work hard enough. I need to put even more in." Because I'm black now, white actually, and we're gonna go even harder on content creation. Can't wait. It's so good to be back.
Wednesday. That should be episode 269, right?
Oh no.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is. Yeah, that's the panel show. Yeah, with you guys. Yep. So we'll be on 269. Nothing sexual about that at all. I had sex.
You're
a lot.
Correct, Miss Sparkles.
So they're actually working on a intro prequel. What? Yeah, we're also working on an interbequel as well. So, I'm glad to be back. It's awesome having the show again. And what better day to have it back on than Monday to start the week off? You're like, MSK's back. He's that really hot, rich, good-looking guy I loved listening to when I was at the gym lifting weights or when I was coming back from work or going to work,
Nobody was thinking of you at the gym.
Maybe you put me on your second monitor and you're like, okay, I just want to listen to the show on my second monitor. Maybe you did, but no, it's awesome.
Somebody's second monitoring it at the gym.
Do you hear me when I talk, or you just think about things that I maybe have said to you?
What?
I tune out quite a bit when you're talking. It's kind of the only way to get through these.
Yes. So, for those guys who know, I was gone because of Riot Games. YouTube honestly did do nothing to me. They just, when company requests a stream get takedown, it's not really them. It's a company asking for that. It's fine. We'll get through the strike. It's okay. It's going to be gone in September. Before we know it, it'll be over. We're just going to all audio and Twitter. No trailer reactions. I don't want any problems with that.
Copyright? Is that what it is?
It was copyright strike. Yeah. Community guideline strike or whatever they call it. They said you could message the company. I was like, I did. They just ignored
me. They say something about like copyright infringement, stealing, downloading a car, if you will.
What in the world?
You wouldn't steal a car.
Yeah, I'm not black.
Well, I wouldn't, but MSK.
Oh, you think I'm black, so I steal? That's pretty interesting, Gray.
You think?
I mean, I've never had my channel taken away because of theft.
Ray, how dare you?
Just saying.
You think I want to be around chicken eaters and watermelon connoisseurs? Nope. I'm being around my whites.
Dude, watermelon is good.
Watermelon.
That's racist.
Watermelon tastes like
every culture
shit.
loves chicken.
My whites.
Chicken is best when fried.
MSK had a shorter order 4-episode Rumble series, but you can skip it like a MCU Disney Plus show. That's true. And you know what's crazy? I don't need to watch. It's crazy. I'll say this is being facetious, but I could not.
Now
watch,
you are.
I could not watch Ironheart and know
Don't.
how you guys feel about it. Don't worry. Guess what? It was a movie that they broke down into a show that had some decent moments here and there. The finale was rather mid, not cool, not interesting, and you felt like you could have binged it after it was all over. Am I right? You could have just binged it, and you were missing nothing when it actually came out. Thank God. I really needed to watch that. Really needed to watch another MCU show, run it down in front of my face. So,
at what point do fans just stop and realize, oh, I shouldn't expect anything from Disney Plus?
I did. I was out of the
After
She-Hulk.
Endgame.
In the modern era. After She-Hulk, I was like, these just won't improve. These just won't get better. Like, when people said they had because people usually have a one they do like. There's one that people do generally enjoy, which is fine. But if you enjoy 1 out of like 7 or something, that's awful. That's terrible. Like, I'm getting out of that business. You know,
Yeah,
we'd make no money if we were doing that.
Just sounds like people keep walking back into the fire. Like, oh, we fell for it again. Like, yeah, what did you expect?
Content surprise Pikachu face.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this plus MCU show is bad. You don't say. Fuck, what? Like that meme of like, right, yeah. I expected these shows to be not good after checks notes, the 5th one. Yeah, I know these are bad. The movies are different because it's like, you know, I like the spectacle of it's kind of cool. Even if I'm watching a theater, I go out of my way to watch it. But like with the shows, it's like these are just badly written superhero shows.
Well, at least they're
Why would I waste my
consistent.
time? If anything else, they are consistently shit.
Very consistent.
What is the next one? What's after Ironheart? Oh, Eyes of Wakanda. That's only 4 episodes. Can they do a 4-episode? Can they do a 4-episode show good?
I have no.
It's a 4-episode show. If you can't do that good, I honestly have. You guys didn't even like Daredevil, from what I heard. That's bad. You didn't like Daredevil.
I liked Daredevil, but I don't think it was the Netflix show. I mean, it's far from that.
They said it was a sequel to that. That's what they said.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was okay. I mean, if you're comparing it to the rest of the Disney Plus shows, I actually thought it was much better, especially once you got to later in the episodes. But yeah, it wasn't the Netflix show, and anybody who expected it to be the Netflix show was going to be disappointed.
Oh yeah, I knew they. It's like that thing where the actors are like, yeah, we're going to return to old MCU and all this stuff. It's like, you're just saying that. These are empty words. It's like just saying the thing that you think you want to hear. It's like, yeah, when Anthony Mackie's like, I want my Captain America movie to be just like Winter Soldier Civil War. What the fuck? Oh, awesome. Can't wait to go watch this movie. Oh, wait, it's just Brave New World. It's just black guy.
I don't root for people to lose their jobs, but I'm curious to see if Fantastic Four doesn't do well, like just how much panicking is going to happen. Because like if it doesn't meet expectations, there's this very serious problem because they've already delayed the Avengers movie.
That's true. Like if Fantastic Four, a known group of characters, can't make you money, and if your strategy that was originally like under known characters doesn't make you money anymore, because that strategy hasn't worked forever, you're right. What is the plan then? Both strategies can't work, and people only go out and watch like event movies. That's not good, because I'm pretty sure we could. The Avengers movies will probably make some big money. They probably will. Will they be profitable? I don't know, but who knows? They'll make big money probably at some point. But it's the movies after those that, what you said, rings true. Because if you put an X-Men movie, will that do as well? If it's not an Avengers movie, like I don't know at this point. It's all just up in the air. That's why they haven't greenlit anything. But past like what, Black Panther 3? Is Black Panther 3 even gonna do well when it comes out? It's like, fuck if I know. You know?
I think if there's a year I do think a lot of I mean, it's content. There's clicks at it, so I understand why it's done. I think there's a lot of exaggeration when talking about how much Disney's atrocious, but this year, Disney's just eating pavement. And
did you watch Elio, that new movie that came out from Pixar?
No.
Did you guys watch that one? No. Okay.
No, I didn't get to go to the theater at that one screening that was available. So
okay. I do like how there was an article that basically went and described a situation of like, they asked if any person would raise their hand if they would go see this themselves, and they all said no. It's like, damn, now you guys see what we feel like. Yeah, if they actually asked us if we would go watch this, I would say no. If they actually asked, but they won't. If people that
but you took a stand, right, MSK? You didn't see it, right?
I didn't know it existed, honestly. I didn't know it existed.
Well, no, you took a stand. Like, they cut out apparently all the representation out of it. So
yeah. Oh God, yeah. No, they shouldn't have black people in those movies because it would be just little Shabuki Nene stealing from the white Timmy. So don't need that in my life anymore.
For some reason, I don't think those are the names of the characters.
And technically speaking, who knows? A franchise being well
pretty
known.
high-pitched.
A franchise being known doesn't really say a lot in itself. Well, I think people know. I think even casuals know who the Fantastic Four are, but at this point now, it's current MCU. Like people said, Thunderbolts was decent for a lot of them, but that didn't make any money. It just failed completely. It's like
not for Taskmaster.
Like if movies that come out that people like aren't doing good, then we're at rock bottom. Great, Charles was light. We're in the end game now. That's what he said at one point.
Warner is doing better than Disney. Disney's got to thank their stars for Lilo and Stitch.
Dude, they've been killing it this year, Warner. I think if this one is it,
I could be wrong.
Warner, they're trying to sell again. I don't know. It's still Warner Discovery, I think.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you guys watch the new Brad Pitt movie? People kept saying to go watch F1. Was that good?
That is really good. I liked F1 a lot.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, but it could be good. I didn't think a one about video game racing could be amazing, but man, that one was awesome. So
also,
this
Warner.
one is a much higher budget, so we'll see.
Warner Minecraft, which is just shy of $1 billion, and Sinners is the third highest of the year.
Sinners, yeah. Oh, that's right. They did do Sinners. Yeah, I should. It's on digital now. I should watch that. But it's a black guy that did it.
Yeah,
so
you probably won't.
I'm not really supportive.
You won't feel represented.
Good God. I hate you sometimes. But yes, I'll let you guys know for me, later on tonight, I might stream League. Not the games.
Did you not learn your lesson?
Playing the game is fine. You can play the game. You can stream the game.
You gonna do your live commentary?
Definitely no. No, not. I learned my lesson. I am a changed man. I learned my lesson.
No, you're not.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I don't believe either of those. I don't think you've changed.
I might stream League, maybe. Just depends how I feel. I'm gonna get the episode of Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater done. I did most of it already. Just have to film the first part and the end part of it. Then Tuesday, me and Laps Comic Fan are back for our show on Tuesdays once again, 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m. PST. Then around 7:30 p.m. PST, the Cloud9 podcast will have an episode that should have been on Sunday, but I had to put it off till Tuesday. Wednesday panel show with myself, Gray, and Lunchbox Warren. And after that, Thursday, we should have the Cloud9 podcast again, but that is dependent on if I'm going to bang my wife. Just kidding. Those don't exist for me. But no, I am seeing Superman on Monday because the next Monday, we're going to have a Superman open spoiler discussion for that movie. And Friday, me and Warren again. And then Saturday and Sunday, I have to see what I'm doing. Because I think Savage Dad and me are going to do either a show on Saturday or Sunday. It's most likely going to be Sundays moving forward. So it's fine. We're back now. Will came on as a guest tonight. It's awesome. It's always fun talking to this white man. If it ain't white, it ain't right. We're going to go harder. We are going to watch more movies. I'm going to try and make that a conscious thing. We're going to watch more shows and stuff. I'm going to try. No promises, but I will attempt to make it a thing, you know. But I'm busy. I'm a fucking busy person. What can I do? I don't have the time in my life to sit down and do that stuff. So, but I will make time for it, kind of, if I talk to the wife, which doesn't exist. You know, is the wife in the room with me right now? Who knows? Who knows? Superman marketing has been pretty bad. Pretty bad. I hope in spite of that bad marketing, it can do well. I don't want it to do bad. I'm looking at it like this. James Gunn says retarded things potentially, but I hope the movie doesn't reflect any of that. Hopefully it's one of those things where he maybe just fucking with us the whole time and it would never reflect any of that stuff. And he was just saying that to get a rise out of people. Because to be fair, that does get a rise out of people when you say those things. Who knows?
When he talks about handling a young boy at the theater next to him, that kind of rise.
Lord, interesting.
What was it this time?
Did James Gunn Epstein himself?
No. I remember he got fired from a movie because he had jokes from like 15 years ago about...
Wasn't that Bryan Singer? Oh, I mean...
that's...
No. Those weren't jokes.
Good Lord.
James Gunn was fired because of that.
Yeah.
Only to be rehired.
Yeah, because he makes money. So money supersedes any jokes. What did he do recently that has your ire?
Too many things. There's too many things. He's being a white guy. You know, that's the problem.
Literally anything he does,
he has a hot wife.
An issue with.
He has a hot wife. That's the problem. He should have let me have her.
Which MSK will not stand for.
Who knows? But you know, the media, that's their thing. They're just geared towards gearing up engagement. That's just how it works. But then again, it's all about the friendships we made along the way, guys.
It's true. Bob and Charles are awesome.
Remember Honor Among Thieves?
Thanks,
and how the stars and people... Yeah. That's the D&D movie, right?
Indeed.
Was that D&D?
Yeah, the one with the pine in it.
Yeah, people said the movie wasn't that bad, but the marketing for it was not the greatest from the cast with what they were saying, which is like, you know, why can't they just say safe stuff? Just tell people what they want to hear. Like, Keanu Reeves is not... Has he did anything ever controversial in his career? Like, when he said something?
For the longest time, like, it was a huge rumor whether or not he was gay, and he wouldn't answer that. He was kind of known for that, and then he was known as the whoa guy, or excuse me, that was a little bit more Joey Lawrence. But whoa.
Wasn't he supposed to be Constantine at some point?
He was.
He was. I mean, for one movie. If you mean for a franchise, they wanted to do more than one. They're talking about bringing it back.
Bringing it black. So, well, it's good to be back. The MSK show is back in full swing. The Cloud9 podcast is back in full swing. When I have that show tomorrow, I'll let you guys know the status on that show's dates and times moving forward. But no, it's awesome to get a chance to come back and review the dinosaur movies. It's always fun. Dinosaurs are always interesting. You know, T-Rexes can't jerk off because their arms are too small. So, and Scarlett Johansson is very attractive. Good Lord. I hated how the movie was like, this nerdy guy can get here. No, he can't. She gets bagged out by 10 different dudes a day. But never happened.
He has curiously strong mints. You don't understand.
Breath was stinking. She was really far away from that dude.
Spearmint.
Oh, the scene where he was like, oh, I'll put this around you, around your arms. Oh, so gay. So fucking gay. But hey, just saying, you know, it's just how it works. So, yes, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show.